I know I could go on this shit, could argue it. This is like one of my topics for sure.
Yeah. Well, you're a Bond head. Let's get real.
Yeah, yeah. And the funny thing is, I don't think they're very good movies, but they're
Yeah.
just important. They're important. They're culturally relevant.
They are. I've like in general, I've enjoyed them. Like
Yes, exactly.
I go in treating it like a Fast and the Furious movie. Like
It's
I don't
not
have high
that hokey, but
expectations.
yes, that's exactly what you should.
Yeah.
Mind you, if you've seen Die Another Day, that is the same writing credibility as any of the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah.
Die Another Day is so horrible. It's unbelievable.
What's going on, Tony? We've got as far as betting market plays, there isn't any. Fat guy likes the Chargers
I
against
like
the
the
spread.
Chargers. Sorry, we
I
were debating Bond movies.
Yeah, I can't tell if
More
it's
like me
just this.
ranting.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's this setup, but I turn into Larry King really fast when we go
Yeah,
live.
you do. You do. Oh my
I
goodness.
don't know what to do otherwise.
You got to get the background with the lights, the different colored lights.
I gotta see what this is now.
You got to do it. You have to switch it on midstream. It'd be so funny.
Oh, okay. I see. I remember this
You
now.
got to do it. You got to do it. Because you do the same mannerism.
Is Larry King still
Hey,
alive?
Jackson.
I think
Yeah, he sure is.
Is he? Because I thought he just recently passed away.
Oh, did he die?
I'm
I just
checking
thought he
now.
was a lizard person. He'd never die. Oh, you're right. He did.
He
Oh,
did.
January.
He died in January.
Hey, Jackson. Yeah, we were going on in a Bond rant. Cause I liked your post, so I was like explaining my side. Because I'm like a snob about it almost. I can't help it. Because
How
they're
are you,
not
Jackson?
actually good movies, but they're culturally relevant and they're just important. The series has to live on. I wanted Clive Owen to be the next Bond after Pierce Brosnan. I'm not the biggest Daniel Craig fan, which seems to be blasphemous, but is what it is. I'm okay with him. I find him not charming enough, you know? They're okay. That it's two different brainwaves. You know what I mean? Um, like campy Bond. The most campy movie has to be Diamonds Are Forever, the one in Las Vegas. And then actually Moonraker. They're really shooting lasers in space in the 70s. It's so tough. I'm gonna go with Diamonds Are Forever. It's got to be the campiest with the cross-dress transgender Blofeld, and I actually enjoy that one, but it's not. I can't. It can't elevate it. You know what I mean? Where the other ones are, I don't know. The other ones like are like adolescent fantasy, right? You're like, man, I could be Sean Connery when I'm older. It's never gonna happen, but you have that false sense of belief, and it's interesting. Whereas the other ones are just almost hilarious, right?
Okay, I gotta remember how to.
The light, yeah, for sure. You said they're almost incomparable. But they have a ceiling though. The ones where you're like, there's no suspension of disbelief. It's just ridiculous. A lot of the Roger Moore ones are like that. And then one Roger Moore's worst one, A View to a Kill, had one of my favorite villains, uh, uh, Christopher Walken as Max Zorin. No, oh my, Big Rye, that's perfect.
It's a double joke.
That's so funny.
All right. Let me get into character again.
Yeah, you can pick them apart really easy though, Jackson. It's like he's almost too charming. Like he's like it's too weird. Like he doesn't have that balance of like toughness and charming. Where I feel Sean Connery's perfect, and Daniel Craig is just too tough guy. Like serious tone all the time, and I like the balance, right? Same with Timothy Dalton. Pierce Brosnan straddled the line, but some of his movies were just so bad. Holy, Die Another Day is, I think, the worst one, the worst Spawn movie. I have to say that would be it for me. No hope in the Raiders? Absolutely, there's hope. I just don't like them today, But then again, like, if I were to rate my chances of winning -3, I'd say 54%. That's my guess. Maybe 56 because the juice is on my side. So there's no such thing as like a really strong favorite against the spread.
That Belichick video was excellent.
It's really
Josh.
good.
It was so good. It was like, there's so many things that even Fat Guy and I talk about that we're probably so out to lunch on what we're saying. Like, if you're really in the know and like studied football, like how wrong we would be. But like long snapping's interesting, right? I know Fat Guy's got a friend who long snaps, and he told me some interesting stuff about it. Like that, the laces stuff. You fill in the chat about that, because that's pretty crazy to me.
So my buddy tried out for the local CFL team, and he didn't make it. But the guy who held the job, he taught him how to do it, and they snapped the ball so that the rotation lines up with the laces on the top. So when you catch it, it comes down. So they're actually they're actually like, they take into account the rotation of the ball, and they try and get it like right on lace's top. At least that's what he told me. And I found that very interesting, because that does make sense, because it's an extra move if the kicker had to spin it, right? So Zaps, I'm big on the Chargers today. So we're in complete agreement. I got the Chargers at -101, -3, but I'm getting, special pricing, if you know what I mean. And I got two choices. Go ahead.
As far as market plays go, there's nothing that I see as of yet, but I'll be checking it up till kickoff.
I have a choice. Mad About You or Monday Night Countdown? It's actually close, considering it's a countdown. I didn't notice Helen Hunt's got a schnoz on her. Holy. You know what, Jackson? If I read the original Ian Fleming books, I probably would have a different perspective. But like, it was all pure movies and visuals right off the get go. What's the last one? There's two titles that aren't used yet. I think one's Property of a Lady and The Hildebrand Rarity. I think those are the two novels that aren't used in Bond. And James Bond in New York. There's 3. I don't know why I know that, but I always thought The Hildebrand Rarity sounded like a cool title. I'm sure you could come up with a movie around that.
So Mike Williams, go ahead, Fat Guy.
Finish with the Mike Williams thing. I was give my take on the Raiders.
No, go ahead with the Raiders, because the Mike Williams stuff's going to take some time.
Can you give your volume a boost?
Yeah, for sure. Like for you or for the?
Yeah, for me. I can't hear you as well.
Okay. I'll boost myself a bit. You might need to put your volume up.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
I can't go any louder, or I'll be peaking.
Weird, it got all quiet for a second. Anyways, so the Raiders, I feel, have really overperformed, and I kind of figured out this thing that I realized there's a gap, and I don't think the market, like, weather and all the injuries and the standard stuff are baked into the line. I don't think coaches' decision making is, and like when you think about going for it on 4th down and stuff like that, the win probability, if one guy doesn't do that very often and one does, it creates this gap in win probability. Now, you could say the old school coaches, maybe they're better at player packages and coaching players up, but you'd be hard pressed to give me an example where that type of player coaching and effort would supersede decision making and time clock management. So I can't like I'm really biased right now to the new school, and that's why I said I think Kevin Stefanski is the best overall coach, not because I think that he's the best at scheming or game plans or any of that stuff. I think analytically he makes the best decisions, and if he's average at everything else but the best at analytical decision making, that makes him number one for me. And I really feel that way coming into here, and I think there's that type of gap in game clock management and choices, fourth down choices, that sort of thing, between the Chargers' current coaching staff and the Raiders. So, and that's something that, like, think about this way: if Anthony Lynn was more analytics forward, we could be talking about a team that went 11 or 12-5, 12-4, 16 games before for the last 3-4 seasons. Because think of how many games they lost close. Like, even if you just gave them they say they went pure analytics and they still only underperformed and went 500 in that sample size because it's really small, they would have made the playoffs every year, right? And they'd still have Anthony Lynn as a coach. So I just think like that analytical decision making is going to become the norm. So. Yeah, Zaps, you're probably going to get like somewhere in the middle on both, which is so funny. Oh, Josh Allen, he's doing an arbitrage bet here.
I don't mind it at all. I've always like kind of wanted to do stuff like that, but it's such a rare scenario that you'd have like a fantasy league where you're in the final and then there's only one player left and that could be the difference, and like it'd have to be that. But like you could hedge some pretty nice stuff in fantasy, in very rare occasions. I was just doing it. I think with the OU, it has Mike Williams getting about 10.6 points, but it's so touchdown dependent. So why not? Like, either you're going to win a bet or you're going to win fantasy. And if fantasy is like, if it's worth it to you to win, then why not?
I have a friend in a big money league that does that every week. So I think he calculated how much each win is worth, so then he can wager up to that much on a game. So I thought that was an interesting idea. So oddly enough, he uses the same. He uses our Big Rise and I's draft sheet to draft. So.
Oh, it's good. It's been successful. It's really worked well.
It really has. It's probably the best thing you've created, Big Rye.
Which is just sad, considering all the stuff I've worked on. But hey, edge is edge.
I mean, successful.
No matter where it is.
It's weird, but it works.
And Maru said he's got this game going over 51.5, and he also said it's Mike Williams' birthday today, so he's going to get a touchdown. And then Zaps killing it in NFL, early NFL. I know NCAA football, you said you're not doing quite as well. I know Mickey has been killing it with NCAA football. I don't think he's here in chat right now, but he's been absolutely killing it. I'm just excited for this game. I'm probably not going to be making a play, but I'm just excited for this game. This is going to be an entertaining game.
Yeah.
All 3 of the 4 took the Chargers, but only one had the Chargers covering the spread. So all 4 of them had that game within 4 points either way, which is pretty, I guess all of that saying, and I'm hyping up how entertaining this is going to be, and I bet you one side's just going to roll over the other.
Well, I hope it's the Chargers if that's the case.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. What time is this actual kickoff? Is this the 15 or is this the 20? It's the 15. So we've got 7 minutes to kick off. I'll double check and see what the market is saying now, if there's been any changes. We're up to 76,540 bets placed. So we're going to be approaching 80,000 for this one. Not quite as many as the 106,000 we got last night. Interesting to note that to get the Chargers -3 right now, you have to pay -115 juice at Pinnacle.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It was -105 just hours ago.
All right. Game number 333. Wait. I think I might have done something wrong. Yep. Yeah, so there's, against the spread, I have conflicting data. Like the spread percentage of bets, 44% on Vegas favors them. About 53% of the time that's covered over the last 87 out of the last 300 so games. But because there is so much spread money on the Chargers, there's very little scenarios. There's only 4 scenarios where there's been 80% or more bets on a home team. And it's been either 2-1-1 or 3-1, depending on if you want to look at the opening line or the closing line, which favors the Chargers against the spread. The OU, the larger sample says take the over on the OU percentage of bets, at least on opening line. On closing line, there's no value on either side. For the OU percentage of money, 71% or greater on the under has been hitting at about 59%. And the other thing to note is that the under has moved from 52.5 down to 51.5, which I like that line movement down, although you're getting a worse price. I don't believe 52 is much of a key number. Let's take a look. 52, it hits about 2% of the time. So you're losing about 2% of that value on that bet by getting it now. But interesting to note there if you're going off of the OU percentage of money. And then as far as the money line goes, the money line points towards the Raiders just because it's plus 152. So you're more likely to get, better return in this scenario with 56% of bets, 51% of the money. But it's not enough for me to make a play. And it's actually a losing play on the money percentage on closing lines on both sides. So, and it's really tough. See you, Jackson. It's really tough to make a decision when like the money percentage right now is 51% Vegas, 49% Chargers. So like that could flip so easily, and it's so close to 50-50 that there's just not much you can glean from it. So all that complicated stuff pretty much tells me just not to make a play as far as the market goes.
Mickey, good evening, sir.
Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. I also noticed, I just noticed it now, but Jackson changed his YouTube handle, and now he's like Madonna, like he's only going by one name.
Yes, why not? Or Cher.
Yeah,
it works both ways.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cher is an important artist in your household. Well, formerly.
not in this household, but maybe in one that I grew up in.
Yes, perhaps that. If only you could turn back time.
Ironically, one of my best karaoke songs.
I actually believe you. That's so sick.
I was with a group of friends. We were sitting around the campfire, and I sang the entire song. And my buddy has it on video, and he used to do YouTube clips or YouTube videos, and he threw it in at the end, just me doing the chorus. And that, like, even listening back, it's pretty funny. It's pretty good.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Defensive battle is possible. High OU, unlikely, but possible.
What's going on, Mud? Barber snaps is like such a tough one because Josh Jacobs is active. Kenyon Drake is obviously, he is active. And Barber is active. So it's going to be split between those three guys. I don't see them doing a lot of like having both backs out there. The safest thing to say is 33% of snaps for Barber, but that could fluctuate anywhere from 20 to 45, I'd say. What are they? Is this game being delayed? I'm confused why there's no one.
Me too.
Mickey just said game delay.
Oh, I think it's a weather delay.
Fat and I have been secretly really enjoying the Chargers defense.
Yes. Like, I think they've got bad results from good decision making, and they're still 2-1. I think the Raiders have gotten good results from bad decision making. I mean, the coach of the Chargers was the Rams DC last year, though, so. Here, I'll read off his NFL resume. Bears outside linebackers coach 2017, 2018. Broncos outside linebackers coach 2019. Rams DC 2020. Head coach 2021. Pretty good. He's only been coaching since 2006.
It kind of sucks. Chris Harris Jr. is inactive for this game for the Chargers at corner. So they'll be a little bit underhanded at that position. But I love watching Derwin James play, and I'm hoping that he's like fully healthy as well. And then as far as the Raiders, I love watching Max Crosby play. And Yannick Ngakoue is no slouch either on the other side. And then they have guys like Nassib that can come in and play. I don't know if it was Clelin Ferrell like a healthy scratch week one. Like, has he been playing the last few weeks?
Sorry, who's that?
Clelin Ferrell.
Yeah, he played. He wasn't a healthy scratch. He had an injury, and he did play the last week. I think he got a half sack, but I still think he's behind Carl Nassib in like meaningful pass rushing snaps. So
yeah, well, I remember Nassib made the big. He caused that fumble. I want to say it was week one, but I'm not 100% sure. And then Sullivan Thomas as well as like a depth lineman is a pretty good depth lineman to have.
Zapp's kind of nailed it. I have nothing wrong with Army and Navy. I have nothing wrong with that. I think it needs to be added a little bit more, but a little bit of passing needs to be added more. But at least they can control the clock. The problem is though, is when you lose, it kind of when you start losing, it snowballs. When you win, it's easier to keep a lead. So
I want to know. I want to know the deal that ESPN has where the NFL players get to go sit off on the, protect themselves from the thunderstorm when they got all these star-studded casts just standing on the field.
Dude, there's that rat Adam Schefter.
The guy couldn't get a suit that could fit.
He is a rat. He's not even a human. Look how short he is, too. I like that. He's probably got lifts on. Hey, look at his shoes.
Well, I was going to say his pants are too long. Like, he's got the... like, he went in saying that he's 6'1", and then they gave him the 6'1" pants. Yeah, Mickey, I saw... is that a Brett Coleman video? Or I saw the title for that. I didn't actually watch the video, but I'd like to see it.
I did. That the kid who makes those it's a young kid that makes them, and he does a really good job. If it's the one I'm thinking it is.
8:55. Oh man, this is a lot of time to cover.
8:55 Eastern.
It's 35 minutes from now. Yeah, that's what it says. Game scheduled to start at 8:55. Chargers are 6-1 in their last 7 games. If that means anything to you guys.
It's too much dead air to fill, Big Rye. Yikes. Yeah, I sent him some emails. He made a really good video about pass rushers too. I like so. Yeah, the guy's only in high school. It's pretty impressive. Man, yikes, that ball. Sorry, they're showing Herbert right now. I think he's just really good. It's a partial dome, Jake. I'm just as confused as everyone else.
I thought it was indoors too.
I find Coleman pretentious too. I have for some time, Mickey. I'm glad we came to the same conclusion. So, and the other thing too is like, it's like that ignorance where like, I know X, Y, and Z over other people. Therefore, I'm better at predicting the future when he isn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'd happily take a battle in ATS against him. Oh, that's good. It's good. I guess it's gonna work out for the traveling crowd. I guess in New York, I call them the bridge and tunnel. Surefire Hall of Fame quarterback if he's healthy, according to Adam Schefter. How do they get these guys, man? And who actually isn't tired of this stuff? They have no skin in the game. You say that, and when you're wrong, because even though we think Justin Herbert's awesome, signing him up to be a Hall of Famer already is ridiculous. You don't do that. But there's no skin in the game. There's that book by Talib that highlights it. They can just yammer all they want, and no one ever calls them on it. They should have to back up what they say with money.
Well, I want to know why Schefter doesn't have like an assistant that could at least take the stuff that's in his pockets.
Guy's a rat.
Yeah, Zaps hit it right on the head. Look at that amazing actionable info provided by ESPN. Chargers are 6-1 in their last 7 games.
Oh my goodness.
They didn't even have the same coaching staff, same players, nothing. I'm going.
And I always like that, like in hockey, to do that where they're like, "Oh, they're undefeated in Joe Louis Arena."
Yeah,
you know, and it's like Vegas in the second year.
Jake Jacobs said, "I'm going to the Titans-Rams game in LA in November, so I will report back on the dome, non-dome status of SoFi."
We will be waiting with bated breath. Thank you, Jake.
Yeah, that'll be a fun game to go to. I want to go to the Raiders' new stadium. That, to me, that's got to be a party every game. And it's what, two games there, 2 overtime games. Like, to get any better than that?
Yeah. I mean, the Raiders got the guy they wanted. Just they wanted a pass rusher of that caliber, of Max Crosby's caliber, but they thought they'd probably get it with Clelin Ferrell drafting him, what, 4th overall. And I mean, sometimes 3rd and 4th round picks work out.
That's what made the Raiders so enticing, though, is that they kept getting more and more picks, which will help you out, right? Like it's such a crapshoot in the draft.
What's up with the Finns? Offensively, there's some difficulty there. It's hard for me to give it a blanket handicap, but I do think though that like their offense is kind of built for like a high octane thing, and it's not very. I don't think they have the quarterbacks, even if they had to do it. Like they have all these skill position guys, like high impact, deep threats, and it's not like. I don't think it's gonna yield those type of results. I don't think they have the right personnel on offense to pull that off.
And Brissett hasn't looked very good, to be honest. Like,
well, he's not. He's a backup quarterback.
Yeah, but he's been like, it's below what you'd expect, I guess, or at least what I'd expect from him. It's like these gaps in like these two-way injuries are really, really hurting his growth, I feel like. Because now it's like you're wondering if he's going to be healthy to play most times. Like this is what, 2 injuries now, and he's been in the league. And he came in injured too. Cuz I'm really curious to see like what his actual ceiling is, and it's really hard to judge his talent and how he's progressing when he's only playing like a game here, a game there. But Miami's like defensively, like they're great. Like they've been forcing turnovers like crazy. Like that defense deserves better.
Culver is like a fine wine. I guess when you stand her next to Booger McFarlane and Adam Schefter, I guess you could make that comparison. Although that's Steve Young, how dashing.
I always think Steve Young is like short, and he does not look short right now with these.
He's a quarterback. How short could he be? Booger doesn't look that big for a D tackle, though.
That's what I mean. Like, I'd expect Booger to be a lot. Like, obviously, he's slimmed down. I'm sure he didn't play at this weight.
Yeah.
I think he slimmed down even from a couple years ago. I feel like when he started this gig, he wasn't looking as good as he is now.
Steve Young is 6'2".
Fat Guy and I had some interesting conversation today while we were working, and I was bashing on Derek Carr more. And it came up because I watched I never got to watch the Cleveland game, and I haven't watched a lot of Cleveland game, but I really didn't like some of the stuff I saw from Mayfield, and it gave me the same Derek Carr vibes, where it's just like I don't know if it's all here, compared to some of the other quarterbacks.
I was just looking up. I didn't know Steve Young played for the Bucs. He was originally a USFL player.
So did he progress from USFL to NFL?
Yeah, he bought out his own contract. He had a $40 million 10-year deal, which probably would have been the biggest deal in sports, like at the time. You know what I mean? Or around it.
Yeah.
That was in the 80s. And then obviously USFL collapsed. But he wanted out before then, and he got out a week before the collapse. Got drafted in the supplemental draft by the Bucs, had a terrible record for 2 years, and then got traded to the Niners. The rest is history, I guess.
I know they've talked about it in the past, but I'm wondering when the NBA is seriously going to go to like its own league. Like the players could just disband, and I think a lot of people would just follow wherever the players go.
Oh, you think there's that much discontent that the players might just...
I don't think there is, but I know I've heard stories about it in the past. So, like, there's going to be a generation where they just go, yeah, this is not working out, and they're going to do their own thing. That's my guess. Because it's such a star-studded league, the NBA, like, compared to any of the other leagues.
Well, I've heard this theory about stardom. There's a big reason why NBA carries more clout. Number one, internationally, but two, you identify with their faces. You know what NBA players look like. If you bring up Pro Football Reference and they have like the 12 random photos, you'd be hard pressed to get half of them right. Very hard pressed. I mean,
I have a tough time, and it's not only because of like our age. Like, there's been a lot of times where I have no clue. Okay, here we go. So I just pulled up. I don't know if you can see the screen, fat guy. Oh, I already highlighted over one, so we're not gonna get there.
I'm looking at them right now, but I don't have them on your screen. I can name. Yikes.
I don't know if you got the same ones, but the first one in the top left, I believe, is Eric Weddle.
Yeah, we have the same ones. I knew that one. There's
BJ Raji's in the bottom
BJ
right.
Raji, yep. I was just
very close, but I don't. It's definitely not LaDainian Tomlinson.
No, it's not. Jamal Adams, bottom left. Shaq Thompson.
I don't think that's Jamal Adams.
That's Trey Boston. Left. Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, is that Trey Boston? Because that guy looks familiar, but I can't put a name to it.
Trey Boston. Yikes! See what I mean?
The Raiders guy at the bottom looks familiar. Like I got linebacker feeling, but
you really wouldn't know him.
Okay, I'm gonna go top left to right. We've got Eric Weddle, so we're one for one. Johnny Stanton.
I don't even know him.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, we should have got Wayne Gallman.
You say that, but I like. You were spot on with Trey Boston. That's pretty good. Don Shinnick. I would have never got Don Shinnick. That would have been a tough one.
I don't know who that is.
Tony Fiammetta.
I think he's a fullback.
Isaiah Dunn. DeAndre Elliott.
I don't know him.
I would have never got this Raider. I'm not even going to say. I'm not even.
Yeah, don't even say his name. There's no way.
Demetrius Harris. BJ Raji. Sean Harlow. That's tough. So what? We were able to get 3 of these guys out of 12.
Barely, yeah.
The third one looks like a photoshopped Derrick Henry. Player run league would be defunct within 5 years. Yeah,
I would imagine
be really
it would
hard.
Be. Yeah.
I'm curious because Mickey's bringing up how good the Finns were, like as far as creating turnovers. I guess there's got to be like an NFL turnover differential. Here we go. The site
Pro
called the Football Database has one. So Miami is even. They've forced 6 turnovers though in their first 4 games, but they've also had 6. Where does that put them? So that puts them tied for 6th as far as forced turnovers.
Who's got the most? The Cowboys?
The Bills do because of their but the Cowboys are second.
4 INTs.
Cardinals are third.
Against Houston, that barely counts.
San Fran and Jacksonville only have one apiece. And surprisingly enough, Washington only has 2.
They got a touchdown yesterday on defense, so.
Oh, that's nice. The Jags also have 9 turnovers. Jets have 8. 7 interceptions and 8 interceptions between the Jags and the Jets.
Yikes.
Interesting enough, the Texans and the Chiefs have the same amount of turnovers.
Yeah, except one team can score.
Yeah. But that's interesting, right? Like, the Chiefs are actually -3 as far as turnover differential, but they're still They're still very good. Let's see what 2020 was, because I want to know what Miami's turnover differential was. Yeah, it was 9 plus 9. So they forced 29 turnovers and they only had 20. Titans were 1 and Colts were 2. Broncos were last. It's kind of interesting to just, if their roster hasn't changed that much, just going off of turnover differential from the year before. Like on OU wins, I'd like to see how how that's done over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Like any team above or below 10.
Well, I can tell you which team generally had the most turnovers, the Patriots. So I'd be willing to bet decent money over the last 10 years they have the most. Probably like from 2018 to 2008.
You're talking about they've had the best differential, like as a whole.
As a whole, I would almost say undoubtedly.
In 2019, their turnover differential was 21 for the Patriots.
That's like 4 wins. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Actually, it's more than that.
In 2018, they were 10.
Here we go. I'm surprised that like there's no weird like weather thing you can put on like to like deter lightning, like a lightning rod, you know. So I always thought that was like a fabled thing, but you know. And the Raiders have cool logo and a cool uniform.
This delay has actually brought in more bets on this game, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to
should do it more often, eh?
Yeah, I love this. More delays. The NFL needs more delays.
I love how Chargers 6-1 in the last 7 games, despite half those games being played more than half those games being played
last year, completely different coaching staff.
And then also too, like, so that means the last 8 games are 6-2. You know what I mean? Like, you just really pick out anything. I think the Raiders have some of the coolest branding in all of sports. They never change their logo because it's awesome.
I just updated the numbers. There's not really anything to there's nothing new to really report. It's still showing like a little bit of value on the Raiders money line, and the line's actually moved more for the Raiders from plus 158 down to plus 144, but it's not enough to I don't think there's a lot of positive expected value.
Yeah, I have a lot of Raiders gear at this house. It's just fun. It's fun. And then I usually have to have a conversation with someone who's a Raiders fan. Or whatever. If I'm wearing Cleveland, I have to do that too. But like, I could, you know, it's almost nice, you know. People rallying behind sports teams. I'm Canadian, so it's a little bit different. Everyone's transplanted. It's a lot of like Patriots and Steelers fans and Chiefs fans now, which I always find ironic. Like the young Chiefs fans, I'm like, come on. Me and Big Rye always like, we went super contrarian. We like Cleveland because they were horrible like 13 years ago. 11, 12 years ago. I like the old Cleveland uniforms though.
I love this line from Zapp's. Gonna start using lightning outside as an excuse for when I don't feel like doing something indoors. Oh, are the Chargers wearing powder blue?
It looks like it.
There's some curvy men and women in the front row at this game.
One way of putting it.
Raiders are 4-1 in their last 5 divisional road games. Raiders Chargers are the same division, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This
yes.
is thank you. This is a like this is just gonna be great. This is gonna be a great game. It is. It just is. I've hyped this up enough. How are you guys liking my buy Larry King background? It's very fitting. I feel like I should be asking the hard-hitting questions.
Yes, absolutely.
No BS about it. Raiders first 3-0 start since 2002, where they started 4-0.
They went to the Super Bowl that year against the Buccaneers. That'd be a weird Super Bowl, Raiders Bucks. Probably because I just don't see that happening.
Topical today. How did you get by without WhatsApp for some time?
It was okay. My stocks did well today, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's terrific. I got this hot tip. It's buy low, sell high.
I've been buying medium and not selling at all. I don't know if that strategy is working out.
Take a couple snorts of scotch and start slurring your words, and you'll be right on point. The nice benefit for me is I don't need a drink to start slurring.
You haven't drank in years. Your wedding?
Nah, I didn't drink.
I couldn't remember if you did after midnight.
At the start of COVID, I was having like a drink once in a while.
A girl beer a day? Yeah.
Yeah, like what are they called? I love them. They're great.
Radler?
Yeah, Radlers. But I haven't been drinking lately. I don't need. I'm fat. I'm getting fat enough as is. I don't need alcohol.
We don't need Fat Rye and the fat guy.
Yeah.
What do we got down there? What are we having?
Some sort of chocolate chip granola bar.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going for the middle on that one, Zaps. His Chiefs were 3.5-point favorites to open.
Is that down to 2.5
I don't really
now?
believe in Buffalo, to be honest.
Yeah, that's down to 2.5. Chiefs -12 at 2.5.
Man, I nailed it in that video last night.
Yeah, it was nice to see.
I nailed it.
It just shows me that, well, you don't need to do this, but having multiple books for a lot of people and betting early it seems like the way to
Huge
go
edge.
with some of those lines that were put out earlier, just kind of crazy.
Well, look at the Jags 7.5-point dogs.
Kickoff now is going to be in about 7 minutes.
As it should be. Let's get this game going. I like that receiver, Hunter Renfrow.
He's played so well this year to start the year.
Yeah.
Like, he's been really, really good. It's such a huge advantage to have a guy like that.
You know, he's had a lot of success this year. Underrated, Brian Edwards.
Yeah. Well, I saw a stat that all four guys, like all four pass catchers on the Raiders, were on pace for over 1,000 yards.
That'd be crazy. Henry Ruggs, too? No way. You mean
Yeah. Waller, Ruggs, Edwards, and Renfrow are all on pace for 1,000 yards.
Ruggs, too?
Yeah, because Ruggs, well, it's like 2 or 3 big plays, and that's it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah,
Mickey
it was
said one. It's got to be the Jags one.
The Jags, 4 points from 7.5 to 3.5.
Well, let's go over it now because I'm looking. The Dolphins Bucks line's gone up to 10.5.
I did say that would probably happen though. To be fair.
Titans Jags went from 7.5 down to 3.5, and now it's settled at 4.
I like the Titans at 4.
Detroit Minnesota went from 8. It's now at 7.5.
Another win there.
What was the Broncos Steelers line?
Broncos -1.5.
And now it's Steelers -1.
But I wonder how you could have got an ARB opportunity.
I wonder how much of that is because
Teddy
of
Bridgewater.
Yeah, like if he's not healthy, that's just not the same offense without him. It shouldn't be that theoretically it shouldn't be that much of a gap between him and Drew Lock, but I don't know if that's just like because they portrayed it as a even quarterback battle through the preseason, but
Zaps, we were shooting the video, so we missed it because of that. Because we shot the video before the Pinnacle lines came out. Otherwise, we would have. So it's not the end of the world, but like.
Well, the thing is that it was 7.5 at books that neither Fat Guy and I have money in. So it's not that we couldn't get that bet in.
Oh, right, that was Heritage.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah, okay. I don't have money in that.
And that's the thing about that Zaps is that the books that had it out, like you got to research which books have it out that early, and like you got to find out what their maximums are depending on your bankroll, because it's like some of the lines they had were just way off, and I don't know if this was just like certain instances for us. I haven't followed it enough. Too.
I only think you can bet 500 with Heritage, so I think there's some issue there though. I gotta do homework again on that. Yeah, that was Heritage. Ugh.
And then New England Houston's up to 8.5.
Yeah, we figured that would happen too.
Giants Cowboys at 7.
One on that one too. I'm jazzed, man.
San Fran Arizona's up to 5. Those are the only.
We took Arizona, yeah. Nice. That was my most proud of video in terms of trying to obtain or understanding where the price was going to move. Like I said, Chiefs 3.5, but it's not going to be a good price, and I was right. I still think Chiefs 3.5 there's value, but like I could get a better price. So
turnover differential is a good point for those two teams comparing them so far.
Chiefs aren't even playing that well. They're playing garbage on defense. Does it even matter? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm the Chiefs defense, though, I'm selling out, man. Who cares? Who cares if you have to get in a shootout? This is one of the most high-octane offenses of all time. Like, if the Chiefs have to score 50 points, they can do it easily. Not easily, but they can do it, like, pretty regularly.
Well, they're the team most likely to do it out of anybody else.
But I mean, not just for out of this season. They're the most likely to do it. I can't even think of a better, a faster scoring team. I can think of a team that had a better offense for different reasons. The 07 or 08 Patriots, because they could be slow and methodical. I don't think this Chiefs team can do that. I think they only know how to score like relatively fast.
I like what Mickey said there, but I do still think that like there are certain players that are more likely to cause fumbles. Like just with certain.
Talking to my brother-in-law, we had an agreement about this. Like that's mostly right, except like teams like New England during the Belichick era, they seem to get more fumbles because I think that they seem to have guys around the ball more often. Like they're just coached in that way, you know, and probably New England had a whole bunch of luck their way, but I feel like a lot, like more than like there were like fumbles recovered above expected with New England, if that makes sense. They're the only team I think that there was any sort of edge.
Well, I was like, The player that comes to mind is Peanut Tillman. Like, he was unreal.
Oh,
like,
that,
he was,
yeah.
like, that guy was
That was
all
different.
world. Like, maybe the best player all time.
At creating fumbles, yeah.
But there's other guys, like Polamalu was really, I feel like was really good at that kind of stuff. Like, there's certain guys that are just better at it. But we're talking about, like, star type players.
Dude, Tillman caused four fumbles in one game against Tennessee. That was awesome. He just kept the guy in front of him. And this is the best part, too. The guy would slow up. They'd square up so his team could get there. And then he just took a shot at punching the ball out. And it worked a lot of the time. They had to scrap the lighting rods to stay under the $5.5 billion budget. They say that Paul Allen was and Dave Tepper the wealthiest owners. I'm even though technically Stan Kroenke has less money than those guys, they're not counting that he's married to a Walton. So I think he's doing just fine.
I don't know if anyone knows, but I wonder if they have the Peyton Eli thing up, and I wonder if those guys had to just riff for the last 45 minutes.
No, they got Monday off conveniently today.
They're not playing? They're not doing it tonight?
No, it's just scheduled. It was I don't know.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Mickey.
It is
true. Random who does get it. And, like, different parts of the field, you're more like a quarterback, like the offensive lineman is more likely to get that because it's just a numbers game. Whereas, like, if it's down the field 40 yards, it's probably going to be a defender that gets the recovery. But you're right, it is random. It'd be interesting to know, like, what the actual data is between like offensive versus defensive recoveries for fumbles. But for the most part, you think it evens out. Like, it'd be surprising if it was even, like, greater than, like, a 60-40 split either way. And the offensive team probably has a slight advantage because if the ball goes out of bounds, it just stays with them. That's the one rule in the CFL that I absolutely love. You don't actually need possession of a fumble. It's whoever touches the ball last gets the ball, which to me it's super entertaining if the ball's like bouncing towards the sidelines and you get guys just like throwing their bodies over there trying to get a fingertip on the ball. It's actually quite entertaining. Probably not the safest things, but
one of our favorite plays is Jeremy Maclin on an onside kick just jumped and knocked it out when he played for the Chiefs. Knocked it out of bounds.
It's awesome. So smart to do. Like, well, why would you
do anything else?
Yeah.
Holy yikes, man. Going to what Mickey said, like that, I feel like Keenan Allen got knocked over with that throw.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't feel like Herbert just like guns it in every time. Like,
yeah.
Like, I feel like Cutler comes to mind. Like, I feel like it was like 5 yards and the guy would try to take.
Is Justin Herbert going to be the guy Cutler could have been?
Herbert looks better overall, like already this early in his career. But Cutler, as far as physical talents, was like he had some zip on the ball.
Even though people don't really think of him as that, Cutler physically was unbelievable. He's a funny podcast to listen to now.
Cutler?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
False start. This feels like a road game for Chargers. Oh, I agree, Mickey.
Cutler did have...
That thing could fly, though, and he could really hit the deep one.
That's you know who's really taken that to the next level as far as like touch passing goes is Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, yeah,
he's the best at it. Like he makes it seem like every other quarterback is doing something wrong with how they play. But he knows how to put like the perfect amount of touch onto every pass, it feels like. So I'm using a paid for stream and this thing's jumping all around. I'm contemplating going to
Are you in Dazen?
No. On Blue Curve. Hussey and the Mike guaranteed 5-star entertainment. Chargers are playing 17 road games. Yeah. I was lucky enough to go to a Chargers game in San Diego, and it was actually the crowd was pretty good there. But that was back when like Tomlinson and Rivers and Antonio Gates were all playing, so I'm sure it was at a different height of fandom than maybe it is now.
There's the Chargers, they have such an uphill battle. Like, remember they had that stupid ad campaign, Fight for LA, when they were the worst. They were worst of the two teams, and it probably hurt them a lot in the fan base, right? Like, because obviously you'd pick Rams. That was a great pass. But there's a chance they could win over. Like, LA has two really good teams right now. I think the Chargers team's great. So they're good, but they're gonna have to win. They're gonna have to win some, like, make the playoffs and make noise in the playoffs. That was a nice play. Oh, Beetlejuice, Jared Cook, revenge of Beetlejuice.
Silent count at home. Was Guyton an old quarterback?
No, I don't think so. Casey Hayward's had 2 impact plays here against his former team. Casey Hayward was a good player. 82 missed the block. I don't know why you got to call that though when you have Herbert. Like, what a play!
Oh my goodness!
Oh, he almost broke it. He almost broke it.
I want to see this replay because he punked whoever that linebacker or corner was.
Oh man!
Yeah, this is going to be such a good replay.
Dude, that wasn't even a linebacker. Great tackle by whoever that is. That was Trayvon Mullen he punked.
Oh, but Eckler's limping off.
Because he just got that tackle, got him really good. Eckler was so close to breaking that.
It's surprising to hear how strong he is.
Yeah, please don't be hurt his way.
I don't think it's anything serious, but it looks like something that might hamper him for the rest of this game, if I had to guess.
That tackle, I remember getting tackled like that. It hurts. When they get you that clean, both around the feet. Oh man,
just looked like a clumsy play from the start.
Yeah, like this is one of those teams I don't mind if they pass it a lot. Even though I'm a big run guy. I just feel they have such an edge here. Dude, I can't believe he's a home game and he's doing this. Like, trying to hear it's just so crazy. They should be road favorites then, LAC. They should be. Man. Yeah, they have to be. Like, you can't tell me this is an actual home field advantage. It's maybe half a percentage point, maybe. I don't even think or half a point. Like, you can't even use that. I don't even know. It's like the tiniest of win probabilities. Oh, another former Charger, Denzel Perriman. I know, Mickey. It's actually like one where I'm like, I wish we like the running back goes down. I'm like, would have been nice to have him on the field.
Yeah, Jackson hasn't showed very well. I believe it's Justin Jackson. Oh, man.
No, it's Jonathan Abram.
I was just going to say that was like the guy got hit by a truck and it was Jonathan Abram. Like, why should I be surprised? How does, like, I guess it's just like a speed. It's a speed physics thing, but like, man, does he just hit hard.
Eckler came in. Eckler's back. Eckler's back.
That's good.
We could have used him on the last 2 plays, though. Whoa, yeah. Woo! I did show the Raider gear today. I almost wore it as a weird contrarian thing. What a drive. Awesome. Awesome. Hyped on this game. Nice job, Chargers. Wow.
So that was a 7-minute drive to start the game that ends in a touchdown.
Dude, they took all this time off the clock, and I don't even like, you know, those drives where you're like, I don't know. I didn't feel any danger. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I love to see it. You love to see it. You love to see it.
I remember at least 1 or 2 third downs, I feel like, but it was smooth.
But this is just it. I didn't think that they weren't going to go for it on 4th and short. Do you know what I mean?
And then also, like, no holding calls, no procedural stuff. Like,
no, there was a false start.
Oh, well, I take it
back. And then
Max
Crosby on that at the start.
What's going on, Ryan Johnson? Road teams
I don't know if you got any. He was hurt.
Road teams are like 3 games ahead straight up this year. That's weird. Yeah, I remember you were talking about that. There was that one guy who was saying, like, maybe 1 point for home field advantage. I haven't been actually looking at that very closely because I have last year's data mixed in. Let's see what I see.
Well, I always had this argument. You can't ever put it in terms of points. Because think of it this way, like, you can't just add a point from 2.5 to 3.5, or add a point or take away a point at, you know, at 12 to make it 11 or 13. Those aren't the same, right? So it's in terms of win probability, right? You can simplify it for like a ease of argument's sake and say 1 point, but it's really it's really a win probability added, not a point thing, right?
The point differential, though, for home versus away teams has been 0.2 points over a 330 game sample for the home team. So, in theory, on a neutral field right now, in this sample, there's been no home field advantage. Of course, there are going to be games and scenarios where home field advantage means more.
But also, too, there might be an idea of regressional home field advantage, which might be a thing, like considering technology and stuff. Like, I think teams communicate a lot better now than they did in the past. So perhaps that limits or there's a regression to the to home field advantage, and we're just naturally witnessing that. I hope Barber gets the ball in ESO. Like, I don't know how much he will, right? He might be a goal line back, though, for the Raiders. There's that possibility. Yeah, I don't know if you want to call it muscle. It's not exactly what I would call it. What a drive, Chargers. I'm into that.
And it was nice that Eckler came back for at least the last play.
Good tackle, 57. 37 has to keep it together. This could be a flag.
I have the live lineup, but I actually didn't get to see what it was before this drive started. Live line is 6. OU 52.5. So Jacobs gets the start at running back.
Did you see 98 lay on him for like an extra second or so?
Linval Joseph.
Forgot about him. He's a big boy. He played on that really good Minnesota defense that choked in the championship game before the Super Bowl against the Nick Foles Eagles.
So back-to-back runs with
99 just
Jacobs.
piles on too. I feel like this is a better defense too.
To me, this
Jerry Tillery, yeah.
This is a play where the defense needs to focus on Darren Waller.
Three and out Raiders.
What a weird route to throw to there as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Renfrow would have had to make a move, not looking at the corner, and quick enough to beat like the linebacker inside if he comes back inside.
Well, how can you make a move when you have your back to the defender?
I've seen lots of receivers do it. It's just I don't like that.
It's hard to pull off.
I don't like the ball going there in that play. I know that it's easier said than done, but that drive affected the line by 1 point from 6 to 7, and Juice is on the Chargers minus 112. Mickey said a drop from Renfrow is not a good sign for the Raiders. Hey, that's Quincy Jones's daughter.
It is. 1 of 7.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Ravens are good every year. Like, there's no. I got to be honest. I don't think there's a powerhouse team in the NFL right now. Like, Arizona had a big test and they passed. You know what I mean? Like, if you can realize that type of ceiling against a team like the Rams, that's it's pretty good. So, like, I was more partial to the Rams, not in that game, but in like overall strength. But it's yikes. It's just I don't think there's one real powerhouse. I think the Chiefs are still probably the best, but the Rams, Bucks are in the conversation. I guess the Cardinals to a degree too. Ravens are a little bit second tier.
Well, it's such a quarterback. Like, we've had this talk about like how much of the Bills coaching staff, how much have they done to help Josh Allen improve? Because Josh Allen was not anywhere near this good when he started.
No, he's
and he's become such a strong player.
He's the top 3 player in the league.
So, like, how much of that was just naturally Josh Allen? How much of that was the coaching staff developing Josh Allen? How much of that is them creating an entire scheme and offense that helps with his strengths? But then there were so many things that because they've done an excellent job. Like, there's no doubt about it. They've done an excellent job. But how much of, like, the bad decision-making, like what we saw in the playoffs with what they did, was just, it was, like, horrific from our standpoint as far as how they coached that game. And I think that really sticks in your brain as far as Buffalo goes, like, for their long-term, like, Super Bowl-type success.
Yeah, like I don't think like with that type of decision making that they displayed in that awfully coached Colts game is going to be conducive to strong postseason wins. Whereas like the Ravens are really really well coached.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think they just have a better chance. You know, they did beat the Ravens in the playoffs, but like, so what, right?
Well, also like right now, if the Bills are playing the Ravens, I'm pretty sure, at least publicly, the Bills are the favorite team. Like
Yes, they're the favorite team. Yeah,
that's my guess. The you know, like Andy Reid's always been a good coach, but like I feel like now with Mahomes, he's like transcended that and become
he's
even
a great
better.
offensive coordinator, right? Like he's
Yeah,
the best offensive coordinator.
and
You know, so it's built into that.
but it's kind of
Here we
like
go here.
he's gotten past like the time stuff. Like I remember Andy Reid used to mess up the clock more than anybody. And I feel like there's less of that now, but is there less of that now because they just have such an advantage offensively?
They still did against Cleveland in the playoffs. Did they throw that Josh Henney third down pass that for the first down? Like that stuff still exists. It just is not magnified because they're blowing teams out.
Canadians really do love Edith Piaf.
Edith Piaf.
Thank you.
It's that commercial where no regrets, but it's the English version of her French song. It's the BMO one.
I don't think it was laughable, Zaps. I think Teddy got hurt, and that line kind of was like wishy-washy back ways. But a lot of people agree with you. I think it was like a 70% as far as bets and money was put on Baltimore in that game to win outright on the money line. So I think a lot of people agree with you, but there's a reason why the book set those lines where they do. Is that Sullivan Thomas making that play?
Yeah. I want to see how this happened.
The other thing too, Zaps, is like
he could have ran that.
Don't let results just fool you for one game. Like one game where Baltimore plays better than Denver doesn't mean that they're the better team overall. But I know what you mean. Like there's just sometimes you get a feeling and then the results go that way and it makes you, oh, that was very close.
There's a flag. That's a first down for the Chargers.
And then another play where Renfro seems a little lackadaisical.
Baltimore's record changed, Apps. That's what it was. Oh, they picked it up.
I think the other thing too is that Denver had a very easy schedule to start the year. So
yeah, they did.
So, you know, it might not have been exactly there, but the books were definitely still giving them respect based off of their early performances.
I'm glad that wasn't a flag. That wouldn't have been fair to the Raiders.
I think from the small sample, it definitely seemed like there was a difference, though, between Teddy and Drew Lock. The other thing, too, I think Denver gets just a bad rap in general because they haven't been a good team for a few years. Whereas Baltimore's been just consistent excellence for years now. Even, like, think about how well they did with Flacco. Like, they won a Super Bowl with Flacco. And Flacco played, like, awesome in that playoff run. But for the most part, Flacco has not looked good anywhere else. Whereas, like, Tannehill's the opposite, right? Like, Tannehill didn't look great in Miami, and then all of a sudden he became gangbusters in Tennessee. Yeah, that's a really good point, too. Lamar Jackson he creates so many problems for defenses. Like, he can really I feel like the right plan can really expose him, and then it's the exact opposite though. Like he can have he's a very polarizing player as far as results go. But like he's, as far as like defensively, he's got to be like top 5 when it comes to like toughest to game plan for and stop. I think Raiders would have even more fans than the Rams at SoFi. Yeah, possible.
It's unlikely, but possible.
In this small sample size, but this Chargers secondary started off very strong.
Oh, yeah.
Really great tackle. I didn't see which corner that was.
Michael Davis. He the guy had the ball exposed.
Michael Davis has always been a guy that's been really highly talked about by like beat writers. Like the guys are at like practices for the last few years. He made a really nice play there. That was a good play. 3rd and 6. They bring is that Waller in the backfield? No, that's Josh Jacobs. Tell. Or it might be Drake.
Oh my goodness.
And the Raiders have to use
their
second procedural timeout.
This is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? This type of stuff. Like this stuff adds up over a game, and I feel like the new age teams are less guilty of it, right? Again, it's a hypothesis, but timeouts, not going for it on 4th quarter, poor clock management, going with their gut more, that type of garbage.
These timeouts like can essentially be the difference of a possession in a game, which is just, it's really bad. Something that Fat Guy and I, or at least I brought up with Fat Guy, is I want to see how using timeouts like that affects live lines.
Yeah.
And I didn't see what it was before, and right now it's currently at 7, but I'm just curious to see how much, if at all, it moves.
Oh, they're going to get there. They're going to get there. They got it.
Somehow the one
Raiders
Raider
recovered that.
The one Raider lineman got that one.
I can't believe they didn't get that ball.
Was it Leatherwood that fell on this?
Yeah. No, I don't know if he fell on it. He got beat.
Or was it Simpson? I want to see.
Simpson, I think. Simpson.
Okay.
You got to be careful here. Don't get chippy, Chargers. You're in the driver's seat. It's a live line now, 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they deserved it. They didn't get it. But that goes back to what Mickey was saying about the randomness of recovering fumbles.
Yeah. I saw that. Did you look into it? What was that guy's? Vermillion? Ryan Vermillion? Do you have any more information on that, Josh Allen? What is a question with the live OU?
Live OU's 50 with slight juice on the over at -111, unders -106. That's kind of a wild story if the football team's head trainer was detained by the FBI.
Well, the worst thing that could happen is it's a steroid thing.
If we all find out that Chase Young's on steroids, is anyone going to be surprised though?
No, but I don't want to. I don't want it to affect anything.
Yeah.
Let me live in this fantasy of suspension of disbelief. Well, that wouldn't help, Mickey. That's for sure.
If Larry King lived a little longer, he could have ran for president.
Yeah. I don't find it to be that good of an interviewer, but is what it is.
This is the second reverse to Guyton.
He used the blockers so well on that play because that could have been a 1 yard loss, but he used the blockers to perfection on that play. That was excellent.
He channeled his inner Le'Veon Bell.
Because he slowed down here. He slowed down. Oh, that's so... The change of pace, we never see that. Oh, that's so good. That's so refreshing to see.
Raiders are on pace for minus 28 yards.
Oh, man. None of that deception worked there.
I want to see how this guy got off the ball so quickly. I'm trying to read his last name, but I couldn't see.
Darius Philon.
Really?
The guard didn't do anything.
That was more of a coverage sack.
Oh, it wasn't coverage. The guard just let him go on that last play.
Well, it looked like a screen. Like it looked like they were trying to let him go so that the lineman could chase down, but I might be completely wrong. He might have just missed it. His assignment completely.
I think it was just a weird play action.
Oh no. The Raiders really sitting this far back in zone. At least they come up and make the tackle there, but I don't like that defense. It worked, so good result. That's where you kind of wish that the offense could audible into one of those Andy Reid-like receiver-type screens.
Oh, no.
What a play by Hunter Renfrow. Holy smokes.
Holy. I love that, by the way.
But that's unreal that he made that play.
Oh my goodness. I'm loving what the Chargers did here, but that's just an unreal play. Oh my goodness. A wide receiver's making that play?
You know what hurt them there is the short field.
Yeah, because he'd never be able to do that. That was awesome.
What a gangster play by Hunter Renfrow. That was
for both teams.
That's play of the year right now.
To do that. I mean, he was open, but man, Renfro's just a football player. Holy.
Jake Jacobs agrees to Renfrow defensive
Ball
player
start Raiders. Sorry, that was just a great exchange. But I mean, like, what kind of returner are you going to find that hits like that? Do you know? Like, I can't think of. That was just so good. That was awesome.
Alex Leatherwood just said, "Come on, bro," doing some lip reading.
Look, Renfrow. Oh my goodness, the awareness from Hunter Renfrow.
I'm surprised though that
another sack. Yes, Chargers defense. I am high on that Renfrow play. That was highlight great. Reel stuff.
I'm actually surprised the punter threw it, considering that Renfrow was cheating down a bit.
He's still though, it's.
You're not expecting a returner to make that play.
He should have ran a smoke though, just stood there and caught it, and took Renfrow one-on-one with a run. But how could it's so easy for me to say that now. 2nd and 25. Dude, and the tackling from this
Derwin
Chargers
James,
D.
I love it. This is why I love Derwin James. Just look at that play.
And he's coming from deep, hey?
He's so good. It's been a shame that he's been hurt.
Injured,
and hasn't been playing every single game, because the guy is really, really good. And we don't get a replay of that. I guess they're going semi hurry up.
Yeah.
I want to see that play again. That was unreal.
All right, don't get burned here. Chargers.
Chargers look like they're in zone. And then
jeez, man.
James legit defensive player of the year.
But this is what I mean. Maybe it wasn't drawn up that way, but the fact that the Chargers even did that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can't hate on that type of effort. Low percentage, awesome play by Hunter Renfrow. They only got 1 yard on that whole thing. Raiders are still in negative yardage on offense. I'm into that.
Live line is 7, Chargers minus 355 on the money line.
Really? Wow. I mean, if it's incidental, it is what it is. And Washington at 13, Zaps. And also, too, they had in that Dallas game, if some of their offensive stuff had panned out, like some of their offensive gambles, they would have held Dallas to less points than that because of they would have taken more time off the clock, like more than likely, obviously.
So Mickey said that the ref gave Renfroe a tell. The punter was waving for him to move out of the way. So I guess the ref's under center, and the punter is going like essentially move, 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 like wanting to get the play off. And that was probably something that tipped off Renfroe to cheat down, going like, if the guy wants to punt it this badly, like he's probably not going to actually be punting it, which is super interesting because I didn't see any of that pre-snap because I was in La La Land, which I am for a lot of special teams plays. And the Chargers defense doesn't get enough love. Like Fat Guy and I were just talking about, like obviously like we're picking the best spot here. They've given up no yards in the first quarter, but like they have some talented players and the coaching seems very very strong.
I think that was weird calling a fair catch there.
I'd have to see it again. He was at the 10? It seems like the safe play to make. I don't know. Are you saying that because he had a lot of space?
Yeah, or like it's here at the 10-yard line. Like, wouldn't you gamble on a bounce?
Maybe. It's that's kind of like the cutoff that they always talk about. But at the same time, like if you've got this offense, do you care? Like, do you take your chances? Like, this is a very Patriots-esque, like, take your fair catch and let the offense do what it needs to do.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Interesting, the Chargers have the ball, but they're down to 6.5-point favorites.
You know, that one receiver looks like he's lined up offside.
Zero penalties for Jonathan Abram this year, which is good. Especially with a guy who plays, he plays at the edge.
Oh, no. That would have been a touchdown.
Mike Williams.
Oh, he crushed him. Oh, man, he had him. Oh, Herbert. Oh, man, that was... Oh.
That's a pretty crazy stat that I would not expect, that Mike Williams leads the NFL in receptions, targets, and whatever else for go routes. I would not expect that.
That was an awesome tackle.
That might have been a horse collar.
How he pulled him? He pulled his jersey, didn't he?
I don't know. We're gonna see what this flag's actually on because it came in very late.
Face mask.
They got jagged. His helmet looked down, so it probably looked like a face mask.
Oh my god! But, what a joke!
Bad call.
That's a ripoff. That's a really bad ripoff.
It just feels so strange that you have cameras that get this from 10 different angles. Like,
that was really
every single
bad.
person in this chat could have said, hey, that wasn't a face mask. And they could go down, call down to the ref and just say that wasn't the call. Like, I don't get why they can't double check something like that. I don't know what the rule is. Like, if you grab a guy on the inside, like the front inside.
In the front, it's nothing.
Live lines down to 4.5. Between that return and that penalty, that was a lot of field position. And it's tough, right? After he misses, Herbert misses Mike Williams on the go. Just a couple plays later, and this game is flipped on its head.
I thought it was a great tackle. Yeah.
So
they don't have a first down yet, the Raiders, I don't think.
This is a big decision for the Raiders here because they're at the 37, so it'll be a 53-yard field goal. That's probably something that they're going to just kick with Carlson.
Kick? There's no way they're close enough, are they?
Yeah, they're at the 37. And they decide to keep the offense on the field.
This is the part where I didn't think they'd actually do it.
And they actually snapped the ball.
And it's no good. Turnover on downs. No first down. LA Chargers defense. Woo!
So this is interesting to note, fat guy. And it's going to be tough because they didn't convert, but were you more worried for them to kick a field goal or go for it on fourth down?
I think a field goal is a terrible decision.
So you were happy with the decision. You're more scared, let's say, as a Chargers side with them going for it.
Yes, absolutely. Even though like they haven't got anything going on offense, it's still like, okay, what are the chances of him converting that field goal? We'll give him 55%, maybe, because that's a long field goal. Maybe 60%.
Carlson's,
right?
I think, one of the better kickers in the league, so I'd say it's like 70. But
we'll cut the middle, call it 65.
Okay.
So 65 of 3 points is 0.65, 0.65, 0.65, right? So what are we at here? We're at 1.95 points expected. If they convert that, their expected points is about 4, right? I mean, you can make like a regressional, like analytical thing in terms of like they haven't even got a first down yet, but it's still just 3 yards, right? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and the conversion rate would have to be better than whatever 1.95 over 7 is. So
I like what.
I guess it can't be 7. It's got to be 1.95 over what the expected points would be if you got the first down, which would be 4. So you have to be about 45% to get 3 yards, and if you should be really.
I like what Zap said. You don't even have a first down, and you're going for it on fourth.
Well, I mean, this is the game, though, right? This is some performance by the defense. Just there's such a missed opportunity that with that Williams play.
The biggest thing really
being so dominant
is that the score is so close. Like the Chargers do need to take advantage of this very strong start because there's no way that the Raiders are going to have no yards for the rest of this game.
Yeah,
like, they're going to start. This
isn't going to keep.
They're going to start moving the ball. They're going to start figuring out different things to do.
Mickey
likes the call.
I completely agree.
I always like to think of it from the standpoint of like if you're the opposing team and the Chargers in this case. Like, what are you more like, are you relieved if they go for the field goal attempt or you want them to stay on the field and try for it? Like, because whatever the opposite is, like, that's what should be happening.
Yeah. I wanted them to kick a field goal as having the Chargers side.
Yeah. Good tackle by Littleton.
Yeah.
Corey Littleton was such an excellent, like such a key player for the Rams, and he's been with the Chargers now. Or the Raiders. I believe this is his second year, and he didn't look good in his first year.
Where are they going to give him forward progress?
It does feel like that, Mickey. Like it feels like they just need to be like a little bit more refined, like for them to kind of hit that next level.
And timeout here. I don't like that. You have 18 seconds left to figure it out. Come on now, on the play clock. That's too many buttons on a vest. 5 buttons on a vest?
You can pull off 5 buttons on a vest, but you got to have an ascot.
I'd look like Raiders had 12 guys on the field. Maybe not.
Raiders are pretty aggressive here in this defensive alignment. They bring 4. Catch by Keenan Allen, but nice coverage there.
Yeah.
By number 21.
This is concerning.
I'm not familiar with Robertson.
Amik Robertson, I don't know him either.
There's one of those plays we talked about earlier that whoever touches the ball last would have had possession if this was the CFL. It makes those kind of plays a lot more interesting. Not that I don't think a Chargers player touched it before, but
yeah,
there you go, Mickey. Another random fumble out of bounds. I don't fully understand why they bring out movies at different times in different continents. Wouldn't you want it released at the same time everywhere?
Award consideration.
You have to elaborate. I don't understand.
Well, they have certain movies do well at certain times. Like they understand the economics of it.
Mm-hmm.
So and also too for award consideration, movies have to come out in certain like blocks, right? Like movies that come out in the summer are considered to be like jokey, not Oscar worthy movies, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And most like blockbusters don't come out in the summer. Because like I think Christmas is a big movie day too, so like a lot there. I know families actually go to the movie theaters for Christmas. I always thought it was strange, but it's a thing.
Yeah, Christmas holidays, a lot of people are off, so it makes sense for people to go. Sing it, Edith. It's actually sucks if you can hear that, because that's I've got mine as low as I can, and that could definitely get us. It could put a strike on our channel. But
it's not going through your headphones?
It is, but like all the sounds are, so I'm not smart enough to figure out how I can listen to the game and not have it on the live stream. No, I didn't see that, Zaps.
We're here with meals, drinks, groceries, essentials, snacks, and treats. Day or night, 24/7. Order ahead with 7 Now for pickup or get it delivered fast.
No, I don't remember that. That's bizarre.
Here for you in the neighborhood.
What's the live line for?
They don't have one up right now, but that might be because this first play is currently on. But I think it was 6 last I saw. Violent tackle there by Asante Samuel Jr. Well, that's good, Mickey. It must be Freudian then. It's 6.5.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent play.
Adderley with the play. Zap said there was a blatant hold there on the offensive lineman. That's pretty nice by Adderley.
That was a ball in play. Ballin'.
I don't think Ruggs would be expecting to have anyone on him on that play, but it's weird not to see more receivers not come back to the ball to make catches.
There's your first down to Darren Waller.
And the pressure almost got to him.
Almost got there. This might be a taunting play.
A lot of camaraderie with these refs.
It is.
That's a nice break for the Chargers, and that's a tough break for Waller. I didn't see exactly what he did or like the extent of it.
He spiked the ball.
Oh, that's what it was? It was the spike? Yeah, that's... I guess the letter of the law says you can't spike the ball outside of the end zone, but... I feel like Inception was the last movie I actually went to see at the theater, which is pretty crazy to think. Raiders finally get it first down and the refs say no.
I can't remember which movie I saw.
My niece had a birthday party and I saw one of the Pokemon movies, so that was the last one I actually went to.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Right on.
I wonder if Carr was out of the pocket.
I don't know if he was. That's a good point.
Pretty much midfield is the edge. It's to be honest, it didn't look like it, but it's close.
Yeah, that might have been grounding.
I don't fully understand all the different things that have to go on.
Why
like
grounding what
counts and what
happens.
Doesn't.
Yeah. Well, we do know. You know what I mean? You have to be oh, gee. Yes! Oh, I can't believe that ball didn't come out.
Yeah.
Man, this D is playing incredibly. There's no missed tackles. They're swarming to the ball. I'm surprised they haven't got a turnover yet. They've only given up one first down. in 5 drives. They've probably given up like 10 yards in total. Maybe 15. It's just insane. What'd you think of Midsummer, Mickey? I thought it was a little predictable. Yeah, it wasn't recovered. It was forced, but I'm just surprised they didn't get one.
Live line 6.5. OU's 39, so way down from what it opened at. I think it opened 52.5, and it came down a point to 51.5. And the I think 80% of the money was on the under.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not a movie to have the giggles in.
What's like the premise of Midsummer?
It's they're going for a Swedish like vacation. I forget what the term is. Like a group of friends with like their Swedish friend. He's gonna show them their like traditional family, and then I don't want to spoil it, but like, you know, things aren't as rosy as they seem, and perhaps the hospitality is too kind, let's put it. So it's pretty predictable though. Like it wasn't my favorite. It's an A24 movie though. A24 is like a, I don't know, like an art house type independent film distributor or producer, but it's starting to get really big now, and most of their movies are bangers.
It was really the coming out party for Wilhelm Blomgren.
There you go. Oh, it has? Okay. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I guess you are right.
The best thing is I don't think anyone in the chat cares about Midsummer enough.
You still don't do it though.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, what if it's on someone's watch list, right? Vicky's right though. Like they kind of asking for it. How did they make that catch and reception?
Mike Williams just has such a great size advantage pretty much over every guy he plays against.
He's 6'4", right?
I just know he's huge. And he seems to come down with more of those catches than not.
Tony, the Chargers defense has only given up 1 first down, so incredible. Offense had 1 great first drive, and they've been pretty bad since. Most of the things that could have gone someone's way went for the Raiders, believe it or not. There's a missed touchdown to Mike Williams and a really great special team play by Hunter Renfrow. That was great by Clellan Ferrell, whoever that is. Yeah. Ooh, what's his flag?
Ferrell.
It looks like it's against the Raiders.
Acting like it's on him.
Face mask.
Yeah, the defensive line play has been terrific on both sides. But like they brought a tight end over and left Ferrell unblocked.
That was a clear face mask, unlike the one the Raiders were awarded.
Yeah.
How is Jimmy Garoppolo a calf bruise? Come on, man. Like, I'm sorry, dude. That's just not enough. Sorry,
think about how badly your calf would have to be bruised for you to go, I can't play anymore.
No, it can't. It can't. I'm sorry. It can't.
It looks like Arnett picked up a nick on that play. Oh, yeah. That's got to be like a groin or a hip flexor.
Trayvon Mullen's out, too. They're down. They're down corners big time. Phil Mickelson said he had the same injury. I'm sorry, bruised calf doesn't work for me. I don't have sympathy for it. It's not going to work.
Well, how much of that is like the player deciding he's not going to play, and how much of that is the training staff saying the player's not going to play?
Or maybe this is one of those sneaky quarterback conversion things.
I doubt it. He wants to be out there.
No. I mean the team.
Oh, the team, like when Tyrod Taylor all of a sudden got his lung punctured.
Yeah, well, I don't think that one was. But I mean, like maybe they go, maybe Jimmy, maybe you should, you know. Well, like I'm saying, Will Fuller broke a finger. I don't care. I'm sorry. I get you're a receiver, but like, it's just not good enough, too. Maybe your index or maybe your thumb. You broke his thumb. I could kind of figure that out. You break your pinky finger. It's just, I don't know. It's too bad. I don't get the wimpiness on some of these. This is big.
One of the nice things about playing a fullback.
Dude, Eckler like cleared out that room though.
That was just an awesome. That's just an awesome play. Like that's just a well-designed play. Like defensively, like half of the teams don't even play fullback, so you have to have a feeling that some teams are going to be sleeping on those types of plays. KJ Wright out there wearing number 34. Talk about weird linebacker numbers.
Yeah. Who was the one with the stock thing that like caught insider trading? Oh man, look at the top.
Who was it?
He used to play on the Eagles and he played on the Seahawks.
I know the player. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the name. Because he wasn't a bad player either. Like it was a notable linebacker.
Good coverage linebacker.
I want to say Kendricks, but I don't think that's right.
Michael Kendricks, yeah, it is.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Arnett looking very, very, very gingerly, walking very gingerly on the bench. I don't think he's going to be coming back.
Whoa! Yes, Beetlejuice, Jared Cook, touchdown, Chargers, 13-0.
I think Jared Cook has been very underutilized so far in this offense, but like, that's a very nice pass catching tight end to have. Awesome job by like Herbert essentially like no looked that. Like he had his head pointed towards the left, but his eyes were to the right. I love that kind of stuff. I wonder how much like defenders can actually see the quarterback's eyes compared to where their helmet's looking.
I've always, and then like the black eye paint and stuff supposed to. Always wondered that, you know.
Are quarterbacks allowed to wear visors?
Kyler Murray does.
Yeah, good point. I wonder if that does make a difference.
Mickey minus 5.5.
Jared Cook is 34. Still looks solid pass catching wise. Don't know about his pass blocking. I don't think he gets asked to block too many passes. The live line's 9. Oh, it's been bet up to 10 now. OU's at 44. Chargers money line minus 614. This line is oscillated back. It's already gone back to 9.5. So somebody bet it up to 10 real quick, and someone bet it right back down to 9.5 real fast.
Well, okay, so first of all, a lot of my customers, Mickey, bet on the Raiders, which is already like, it's kind of like a good sign, first of all. And then yeah, I mostly did it for handicap reasons in addition to that. So that was it. Oh, and the book I had a promotional bet with had minus 5.5 at plus 130, whereas Pinnacle had it plus 128. So that's another reason I did it too.
Here's to the straggly ones, the itchy ones, the black, brown, red, and gray ones, the ones grown by Dad, the ones grown for Dad. Because whatever you grow will save a grow. Sign up now at Movember.com.
You know, it's a combination I really don't like. Mustache and lipstick.
Well, brave new world, bud. I took bets on them, and then I bet on them as well. So I'm exposed on this game a lot. So I like most of my customers bet with me. I bet on the Raiders. Only one bet the Chargers, and then I bet on minus 5.5 at the local government book that offers that I have a promotion. I have promotional bets with, so I have promo money to use.
The
so it's both lines, technically.
Live line's 10.5 now, and there's a flag after the end of this run.
Yeah. They're negative 10 yards technically.
I'm trying to read his lips, and I'm pretty sure he said every dive you just shoot us in the foot. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Okay.
That can't be good.
I don't know if I was right, but that's just what I think I saw.
I don't think you're that off.
I don't like. You picked up one first down this game, and you start on your own 8. It's tough, and with how this is going, like the Raiders only have 1 timeout. Chargers still have 2, and they're very likely to have another possession, and then Raiders start with the ball second half. But this would be huge. Like the Raiders could tie this game with 2 healthy possessions here. Will they do it? We'll see.
You see how mad Gruden is?
I'd be absolutely. Well, I wouldn't be losing my mind, but I would definitely not be happy with this start.
Yo, you're a guy who'll get revenge on the player later.
Yeah. Well, this is a divisional game, and 3-0, like you've got pretty high. You know, these guys are probably in the locker room thinking they're going to the Super Bowl at 3-0 with the teams that they've beaten. So the expectations are high, I believe, from Gruden and co. Here they got Jacobs and Drake out at the same time.
Where'd they put it?
They're gonna give him one of these lazy first down.
Yeah, I didn't even think. I think his knee was down, but
yeah, he looked maybe like a quarter of a yard short. It looks like they're gonna give him this one.
Dude, this guy is. He seems so choked on the sideline.
Even them just keeping the ball to the end of half is pretty key because, like, the Chargers can score quick. Or, like, they have the ability to do it.
Oh, Staley's challenging. I love it.
I don't.
You just don't, because you don't think that the refs will actually admit mistake.
Well, it's more so that they're gonna lose one of these challenges. Like they've lost a challenge, let's say. It's easier with this yellow line to see. So he is down.
He's down
now.
A quarter out. I don't know if they'll flip it though.
Like he's pretty much on the yellow line.
I think he's down a little short, but like,
I think if this was a touchdown, they'd mark him short, but because it's a first down, I got a feeling they're just going to keep it and go with it. If he was thinking of taking a timeout here, then I don't mind it. But
I don't think they're going to flip it. But you know what, though? If it's worth the gamble, like, even if it's like a 25%, because, like, if they get the ball back here, they're in business, man. It's a possession flip, right?
The problem is that there could be two plays later on in this game that are way more impactful, and they actually need to challenge rather than this one.
I don't know, though. I think that's a low probability. The change in possession is big. The issue is, though, is gauging each situation and what the referee is going to do is impossible for me. I don't know. We watch football every opportunity, and we have no clue about reffing. Fourth and a big riot. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
I think his wrist was down too before. I think it is, Zaps. I'm on this train too, because they're not. The Raiders won't go for it, even though you should. Like, in your own end, what do they have to 25? Fourth and an inch, like, you should. Wow.
Unreal. I love to see that, though. There's so many close calls like that where I feel like they just let it go. But this challenge worked out, so this is very impactful, like you guys have said. So what do the Raiders do? Well, let's see. Like, what, as a Chargers backer, what do you want? You want them to punt?
I want them to punt. I don't want them to go for it. It's horrible. Dude, Staley is sharp, man. This is the stuff I was talking about the new age. I just have more confidence in them. It's a lot of the Twitter accounts I've been reading that talk about like decision trees and stuff like that, and the effect on it. Like, Bill Belichick didn't go for it on fourth down twice, and those are both negative 8% win probability choices, right? Like, that's 16 cumulative, right? And he might be the best all time at everything else, but like, you tell me he's 16% better than Bruce Arians at all the other stuff? I don't think so, right? And again, that's me using a results base, but it just hurts you, right? So I'm more likely to back the Stefanskis, the Staleys, those types of guys. I'm not sure about Kingsbury, but it's looking better than I would have thought. Because his first game was so bad that it like stuck out. Because I really wanted to see that when they tied the Lions.
His offensive philosophy and like the quarterback that they have, I feel like, is just a very
match made in heaven. Yeah,
it's worked out very, very well. Like, it's making you go, why aren't other teams doing this? And not everyone can.
You had the first overall pick, and you have like a guy that's just engineered for it, right? Like, dude, Crosby looks violent on every single play. That is so good knowing where the first down marker is.
I was going to ask for anybody on the membership, have you guys been enjoying the betting market videos? Like how do you guys feel about these betting market videos I've been putting out? Do you guys have any feedback? Or I know Mickey, you said you'd like me to add the money won and lost on the spread in the OU, because that's actually a really good idea, because that gives you a better idea of like how impactful some of the stuff is. Like if it's a sample size of 4 and it's 3-1, you're only up 2 units, and not even that.
How come you're doing better than me when my accounts have lower fees?
I guess my advisor was right. Fees don't tell the full story.
20 years ago, an immigrant became an entrepreneur. A dream became a reality. And a country became home. Thank you, Canada, for embracing our craft and allowing us to share it.
Yeah, I'm curious what you guys think, because to be honest, it feels like something that's really, really caught on. Like, I feel like everyone has really been enjoying them. And there's no reason why we can't do it for other sports as well. Like, we were looking logistically today. Like, we can do it for, like, I don't know if you want to call it the 6 major sports, but like the 4 major sports and college football and basketball. It probably kept you from taking the Raiders tonight. Yeah. It had some good results early on too. Like it's been decent, at least the first week or two. But it's definitely interesting to seeing what the trends are. I'm curious to see how markets are different, like through different sports. It's going to be a lot of work, like on the back end for Fat Guy and I, but it's something that we're going to be aiming to improve and add on to.
I've been getting deep into this, Big Rye. Oh.
Yeah, I think I need to take a look at that too.
It's a little tough and complicated, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Zaps. Herbert fooled me earlier on the first big run from Eckler. I actually thought he kept the ball.
You know who did that really nicely? I thought Mac Jones did that last night. Even though it's not like they had like good runs or anything. Like, I don't even think they rushed for 20 yards, but the play fake fooled me from the. Do you know what I mean? Like it looks smooth.
I remember they always used to highlight Peyton Manning and how much emphasis he put on looking the same between handoffs and non-handoffs. And I found that pretty interesting. That was so this worked
Herbert's
out.
Getting hit too much.
Well, they had a free rusher there, and Herbert didn't realize it, because if he threw towards the blitz side, oh no, just a complete
wouldn't have mattered.
Complete miss block from the left tackle. Just that's bad. Like you can't let a Dockway have a free run. Big catch here. That's got to be Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Mickey, I've actually made an effort to do that more this year, and it's been great. So I only read about the video, Tony. I don't care. I think Urban Meyer's a bad coach anyway so far. His decision making I thought has been horrible. So like good riddance to him if this speeds it up for the Jags. That might be a
cutback.
What you call it, a face mask too.
Parham kind of looked like he was going to get up and start celebrating the play, but then I think he realized he's in a 2-minute drill.
Yeah, we're in the. Man, this is.
Unfortunately, for the Chargers' sake, that was the right call. Like, he reached his arm out to try to get out of bounds, but his forward progress had him.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Unfortunately, guys, I will be right back.
Ooh, Larry King leaving the booth momentarily, eh? Like the weird thing is, though, is you probably have to. Yeah, I guess that's true, Mickey. That's pretty funny. Oh, oh man! Austin Eckler on the wheel. And sorry, this is the game I've been most confident of all year. I wrote it in the Discord. I just felt this is like a perfect storm of an underrated team versus an overrated team, and somehow the Chargers are underrated despite beating the Chiefs. Oh, this feels good and vindicated. But how results based am I right now? But I'll take it. I'll take it. And a rare Chase Daniel sighting. That is so nice. That is so nice. A wheel route. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's done. It's done. There's no way. Oh. Oh, that feels so good. These are like the moments of football that are just, I don't know. It's euphoria. Big Ry will get pissed if he drinks a whole beer. You've never been out with the guy. He's usually the father figure in a George Michael sense. But man, if you get drinking just one or two and he's ready to roll. Now, what do they do here, the Raiders? Like, you have to go for it. Like, if I see like wimpy play calling, it's going to be really like you might as well just not come out for the second half here. You got to go for it. Stretch the field. You only have 25 seconds left. Take some shots. Oh, man, that feels good. Oh, man. It was Kyler Fackrell. Oh, he did miss Chase Daniels. Yes, I forgot about that. I like how we call it plural, eh? Chase Daniels. You missed a Chase Daniels sighting.
Who scored?
Austin Eckler. Wheel route.
Chase Daniels was on the field?
He's the backup.
For who?
For the Chargers.
And he came in for the play?
No, but he was
on the sideline and they showed him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And I missed it?
You missed it. Oh, maybe that's why you were in the back room. I figured you out, bro. You had it on your phone. You're like, okay, this could be a touchdown.
Hey,
you know, pop one off.
I'm a man, you know. I need to blow up some steam too once in a while.
You give me the prison routine.
I'm just looking at the live line right now is 18.5, and I kind of like the Raiders at 18.5.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's just like it's high, right? The
like,
Raiders start with the ball.
Yeah.
But like you can't like what you saw from the Raiders in the first half.
Zaps, if you couldn't tell, I took a pretty big position on this game, so I'm jacked on it.
Yeah, this has been an unreal start for every side that you've taken in multiple spots for today, which is unreal.
Yeah, he totally did, eh? You know, spoiling the seed as it would say in the Torah. It's spoiling or spilling. I can't remember what the terminology. Again, it's converted from Hebrew, so who knows? Looks like Booger's fingers don't look as gross.
I need a few minutes again. I'll be back. Like, you know, Chase Daniels sighting could get me really going.
Man, wow, that's awesome. I'm hyped on this game, boys. Man, clogged up top. Feels like the night after partying in my 20s. Yikes. I really wish I would have gotten that Pats win, but is that Joe Philbin in the back for the Patriots? Is he the O-line coach? Because that's what he was, right? Joel Philbin was an O-line coach before he was a Dolphins head coach. And a bad one at that. So he's the O-line coach of Dallas. It really looked like him in the background. They just showed when Brady and Belichick were embracing. Nice job here. Really satisfied. I gotta look up this book, Heritage, like more about it. Because that early line was 4 points off. Like, that's just crazy. Dude, it has an A+ review from Sportsbook Review. It's US and Canada players only. That's great. Reduced juice, extensive live betting menu. Man, I might actually take it up. Oh, is it? That sucks if there's a delay. I don't want to pop the balloon here. Oh, Heritage Sports is out of Costa Rica too. Oh, and there's bonuses too. Oh, you only have to deposit $500 and they'll give you 250 back with a 12 times rollover. I'm going to do this for sure. Oh my goodness, they take Bitcoin. Wow. Especially if they have lines that soft. Big Rye. Oh man. Big Rye Heritage Sports has a 50% sign up bonus up to $250. So $500. It's a A+ rating from Sportsbet Review.
Yeah.
And there's no transaction fees if you use Bitcoin.
Well, that sounds great.
This sounds right up Fat Guy's alley.
Yeah. Where you know, luckily I've been once or twice. The so unnecessary.
That was
but that's great because that's one of the books that had the lines out extra early and extra juicy, let's say.
That's why I looked, because I had to know, right? They have a reduced juice cashback. Let's see what their live lines are. I won't let you look until you log in, which is, I mean, that's always concerning. Chase Daniels played for over 20% of teams in the league. That sounds about right. But 7 teams? I think that's reasonable.
Man, how much money does Berman owe if he had to come back and do this?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you want to talk about guys who have problems gambling? I would imagine he's right up there.
And there's no way the guy hasn't been divorced at least twice.
I mean, one, two, three, 4, 5. Only 6 teams, Mickey. However, he had 2 stints in New Orleans. He's made so much money from playing very few games in total. He's only started 10 games.
I wonder, like, games started versus money made, who's been best? Like, maybe Bradford?
Technically, it is 7 because he did New Orleans twice. Two separate stints in New Orleans. He's only 6 feet tall. Irving, Texas. He's from Missouri, Mickey. Or that's where he went. He went to Missouri. There you go. He went to South Lake Carroll. Where is that? It's in Texas, I think. Him and Lil Jordan Humphrey.
There's a whole new world out there, and it's full of possibilities. It's time to explore, to reach further, and reveal.
Yeah, Texas. Is that a big time school, Mickey?
Ways to connect with new customers abroad. Discover unique markets filled with potential. Export Development Canada can help you find new paths and grow your business. Let's get back to global business and see what the world has to offer.
See you Saturday.
One of the top high school programs. That makes sense.
At the Bone and Biscuit, we know our pets are happiest when being themselves. A diet of real food will help keep them that way. Get started with your neighborhood pet nutrition experts. Real pets, real food, real healthy. The Bone and Biscuit.
A realtor knows this isn't just a place to live in. It's a place to grow in. This isn't just a spacious floor plan. It's a space where you can plan your future. A realtor knows you're not just looking for a place.
Yeah. Tony Meatballs was saying that there was a chance of delays because the weather's really crazy.
They'll just help you buy a house. They'll help you find it.
It's a good day to start something new. To brush away gray in 5 easy minutes. To put yourself out there and always put your best face forward. Just for men, mustache, and beard.
Michelin fights waste by developing tires made to last.
Yikes, man.
Motion for life.
Cooperators offers financial services and advice tailored to you. Like we realized it's never too late to get started on investing. So here goes nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually not the flag a pirate ship flies, but I mean, yeah, it's been pretty bad. But I always think whenever I have a big dog, if one team can score 21, why can't my team do that in another half? And it's true, but it's been really tough.
Is it likely? No, but the Raiders are like, they can come back. Like it's not out of the question. The live money line for them is 13-1.
Is what?
Like plus
13.50. That's not nearly enough for me to consider that. Like it's a 20-1 type thing. Maybe not. It's 3 touchdowns.
If you took like both sides, like the juice on both sides, it'd be closer to 20-1.
The best play for the Raiders was that tackle by Hunter Renfrow.
Carr 7 completions, 52 yards, took 2 sacks. Had the fumble as well on one of those sacks. You really want to surprise them? Come out with an onside kick.
Yeah. What an interesting kick.
It'd be interesting to see like how explosive would an offense have to be for you to decide to onside kick against them every single time.
I don't know. That's tough to say. It's so low percentage. Dude, and he stuck him too, man. Right on the ball. Dude, what's with the tackling today? It's been so good. You don't see that in the NFL anymore. It's awesome. Best unit on the field is a Chargers defense.
It seems like that Bosa Leatherwood matchup is like a real problem for the Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're not bringing in somebody to chip.
I don't think they can. They have to make big plays here. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Holy, they are playing aggressive D. I can't believe that wasn't a sack. Call it unnecessary roughness on Asir Natterly. He landed on the ball, though. He did dive flying head first, though. Yeah, it's today's NFL. That was a big boy like hit.
He's
though.
even laughing. Like he's like, "Are you serious?" That was the hardest like 10 yards I've seen a team.
Oh, he did hit him in the head.
Oh,
that's a dangerous hit. Willie Snead did turn into him though, right? Like it's not.
Well, that's the thing. Like all these plays are bang bang plays. It's tough. It's really tough.
Well, considering how aggressive they're playing, the Chargers off their defense, it's hard to like, yeah. Holy,
I'd rather my guys play like that every play and get a
exactly
and take a penalty every 15 plays than to play soft.
You notice how many guys are on the ball too? This has just been a wonderful performance.
And I'm not advocating for injuries, but like if you play aggressive like this, you're gonna force them. Like you're gonna force guys out of the game or not to play it 100%, and there's an advantage to that.
Yeah. Should 5 yards against the Chargers for sure. Yeah. Yeah, they are very hyped, Mickey.
These are the kind of things that you know Brandon Staley's going to alert his defense to. Hey, look, I told you don't look at the scoreboard. Maintain your composure. Play a smart game. Now you get a 15-yard penalty, contact to the head, jumping off sides.
Bosa dropped into coverage on that last play too. It actually worked because there were 3 guys in there. Like, oh man. Surprised there's no one guarding that zone, as much as I hate zone.
They ran a stunt there and brought Bosa to the inside, and he just had a free run at Carr.
And the big play, you know, by Derek Carr traveling around behind the line of scrimmage and creating those off-schedule plays. Sometimes it's going to come down to that. It's something people have criticized.
Their jerseys look so hokey, but this team's awesome.
I like the Chargers jerseys.
It's hokey looking. It's a nice run from Josh Jacobs. Adderley pulled up there because he could have got a big hit, but it might have been helmet to helmet. Jerry Tillery getting penetration too. Wow. Jacobs out wide. You got to give Renfro credit for getting those extra yards. I think he got screwed on this spot, though.
That was unreal body control from Renfro to stay in bounds and continue moving forward.
Is he the new Julian Edelman?
He's done some very impressive things the last few games.
He's just a good football player, like Julian Edelman. I think he was in. I don't think he stepped out, but I think the Raiders got jagged on this spot. Yeah, but you do that. That's exactly what you do. Good job, Raiders. I know Edelman did in New England. Jerry Tillery's out. That's for injured. That's bad. Hunter Renfrow went to LSU, I think.
Oh, check out the new Extreme Instant Ticket. It's a giant ticket. Top prize is $2 million. Just a scratch, you could be a millionaire.
I won! New Extreme Instant Ticket with top prizes of $2 million.
He's from South Carolina. Hunter Renfrow. He's from Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, born in Myrtle.
A good route runner, that guy too.
All around you. With the American Express Aeroplan Reserve cards. Don't do business without it. Don't live life without it.
My name is Giancarlo Esposito. While I've confronted some formidable foes in my time, I now face someone entirely new. You.
Rated M for mature. Play it on the all-new Xbox.
I lost
5th round pick.
but not on the job. The risk has always been there, even before we had a name for it. If you were struggling, you just had to suck it up and move on. But not today.
Live line for this
Golf.
game is down to 14.5.
Yeah. Golf course capital of the world. That seems right.
It's the next episode now technology. The split-second reaction technology. The first like is yours technology.
Being a dumb Canadian from the West Coast,
Snag
I actually didn't know that Myrtle Beach was in South Carolina.
and instant smiles with brand technology. Get it all with pure fiber internet. The fastest.
Come on, Larry King.
Back at Englewood, tonight's aerial coverage is brought to you by Goodyear. Quick turnaround at SoFi Stadium when the Rams played here yesterday afternoon, and a great job by our Monday Night Football crew to get it ready for us for Monday Night Football. And the Chargers
I gotta get some suspenders now.
You really do, don't you?
down in 10. By far the deepest penetration for the Raiders tonight. Darren Waller in these situations.
I've been to a
Oh, they
few
got him.
spots.
Oh, I thought he was going to lose it.
Kyle Fackrell with the sack. I've been to a few places, Eastern Canada and in the Northeast. I've been to Florida too, so I've been to actually quite a few places. New York, Buffalo. What's the city called? Rochester, New York. Boston.
Only Miami for me.
Fat guy's big into the club scene.
I was. Way back when. As far as locally, oh, please.
When did you go to Miami?
2011? 2009? Somewhere in there.
Like a party vacation or like with family? What?
No, to go drinking. I went there on a layover too once. That's a great touchdown pass to who else?
Hunter.
He bulleted that in.
Interesting. Live line's only at 13.5 after that score. So will the Chargers answer?
That was a nice touchdown.
We're investing in this little guy. Yeah, no problem.
Where else have I been? I think Montreal, Toronto. I don't know if those are considered far enough east, but...
Oh, yeah. I've done Montreal. Toronto only for like 5 hours.
I actually really liked... I like Toronto, I like Montreal, I like Boston. I didn't like New York.
Yeah, you hated New York. I remember that.
Yeah. I went to Florida when I was like young, so I have no recollection of what it was like.
Let's go on the open road with a safe stay. Get a $20 Best Western gift card every
What about Burger King is creepy?
and with rewards points that never
The Burger King himself, he's right.
book now.
Like
Best Western
the plastic head guy, creepy rings and stuff, costume jewelry. He is creepy.
Fat guy, you're gonna like this, but I heard recently that McDonald's went away from Ronald McDonald when there was that influx of like the clown stuff going on, where clowns
Yeah.
were showing
Like
up
creeping
on
people
social
out?
media, or I don't know how you want to explain it.
I think they got rid of Ronald altogether. He doesn't come around very often. I'm glad. I hate clowns. Creepy.
But it was just funny how like just some like small fad like that can change the entire marketing outlook on the #1 marketed product worldwide.
Well, like food product, yeah. Oh, that would have been so much fun, Mickey. I'm really baseball's really growing on me. Damon Arnett and Trayvon Mullen are out.
Not good for the Raiders secondary.
I don't know. Not like Mullen was doing well.
I like those players aren't exactly like great, but it's when you
Mullen
start talking about
Mullen's good.
the cluster injuries.
Yeah.
Because that means it's not only like the best guy off the bench. Now they got to bring the second, the guy that they're hoping doesn't have to play. All this highlights to me is that if receivers have enough time, they're going to get open.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't know how, like, the moves are great, like, but how, as a defender who can't actually put your hands on you, like, what are you supposed to do when a guy jukes 3 ways? There's nothing you can do.
You just have a pass rush that gets there. You could have horrible secondary if you had a legendary pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
What difference does it make? Anyone can hold someone for 1 second. And second effort, first down, Eckler, clock management, great job, Chargers, first down.
I hope for Hunter Renfro's birthday, which is December 21st, that he gets maybe like a coupon or gift card to the Hassan and Wong hair clinic.
Oh, drop from Keenan Allen. Oh, that ball was fast and on pace.
It looked like it was like just off target, but
maybe just
ahead. I'm curious to see this. I'm having some feed issues, so I'm gonna miss out on this.
Those are little alligator arms. It was a little bit to reach for it, but he could have made that one. Great draw. His receding hairline runs in the family. Well, I mean, it's pretty hereditary.
Difference on this team. This was the worst defense in the NFL a year ago. They couldn't stop anyone. Now they're 15.
Hopefully the feed's doing fine because I feel like my internet might be acting up.
Great play by Corey Littleton.
That's a pretty funny line. So what are the Chargers going to do here on 4th down? Almost to midfield.
Well, we'll see. We hear a lot of cheering. I love it. This is why you bet on new age coaching. Right here. I'm loving it. Loving it like you wouldn't believe. I can handle it not working out, but this is awesome. I can't wait to find out what the win probability added or lost on that play was. It has to be added. Gee, I love it. I love it. Look at him, too. He's like, oh, business as usual. Awesome. That's how you play this. It's how you play football. Great decision. I love this team. This might be the fat guy's new favorite. I like Jake Jacobs. You got 4 downs. Why not use them all? I agree. Why just give it away every time? Oh, that was nice. That was nice from the Raiders. What if he pump faked those guys? Ooh.
I'm having an issue with my feeds right now, so I'm just trying to get one back up.
Max Crosby with a really nice play, batted down the line.
He just beats Storm Norton right off the
It sounds like a home game for the Raiders. Oh, we would be. We totally would be. Herbert got up a little gingerly. Matt Filer got beat clean.
Zaps, you bring up a good point about running the ball. It's like you've reached a point of the game where you're playing against you're playing possessions more than you're playing your opponent.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute.
You got it.
Glad we're finally doing this. Me too. I could really use some advice. Let's get to work.
Yeah, you heard it again.
It's the $4.99 King Meal Deal featuring the Roadhouse Burger. That's 2 sandwiches, fries, and a drink for $4.99 with the Roadhouse Burger. Cheeseburger, pork chicken journey, two of the same or mix and match. The $4.99 King Meal Deal, only at Burger King.
Flip or fold? Stand out with the all-new Samsung Galaxy Z Series 5G. Even better with Bell, Canada's fastest 5G network.
You know, it is red carpet season in Tinseltown, and the Raiders' NFL best offense is here. Big stars Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Kurt Warner, repping the 3 best offenses of all time. But with 471 yards per game, the new A-lister Derek Carr is feeling pretty good about himself.
Man, that was still a good tackle, too. It's really impressive that Jacobs, I mean, he's supposed to be shifty. He's a running back. But it was still good.
But that being said, right, we opened this whole broadcast with Derek Carr saying he doesn't care. He doesn't care what it looks like, how many yards passing or running, or what anybody has to say. All he cares about is moving this team and putting the ball in the end zone and winning. And with the way that the second half has started, he has that opportunity at least after a horrific first half. He's been the master of the second half comebacks and game-winning drives. As good as
Man, that's how you get up. That's how you get back into a game is PI or the deep bomb. Henry Ruggs. Wow. It's they both kind of lost track of the ball. That's a panic job by Samuel there. Pass interference. A big call against, rightfully so, against the Chargers.
That's another one too. Like with a guy that fast, if there's no safety help, you can underthrow it because he's going to be able to look back at the ball first.
That kind of happened.
Stop and that exactly. Like I don't get why more teams don't try to kind of game the system.
Derek's Carr helmet looks different. Yeah, he could have picked it if he just turned around, Asante, to be honest. Maybe Ruggs did something that was deceptive though.
Well, the thing that
sucks make him think it was in front of him.
Well, the thing that sucks is when a guy's that fast, like as a corner, you expect the worst. Like you expect clean execution. Yeah. You don't expect the ball to be underthrown. So if a guy's got a couple yards on you, like it's just natural to try to make a play, right?
It's a nice play.
Excellent throw from Carr.
You'd think Waller wouldn't spike the ball again. I know.
Hey, you bring up a good point because he did fairly like a similar thing. I don't think the first one should have been called too. So
yeah, but what are you gonna kick him out of the game for that though? Like that'd be egregious.
So it's showing here that the Chargers have allowed a touchdown on all 5 goal-to-go drives, but
that looked like grounding. Yeah, Zap says it too. Like, there's no receiver in the area. Is he out of the? What? You know, I don't know. So they got to get this. Mind you, the Raiders should go for it on 4th if they don't get it.
They really should. They can't really afford field goals.
That's a crazy play from Waller. It's on Samuel again. Wow. Rookie getting abused on this.
Was it Samuel or was it Adderley?
I think it was Samuel. They showed a close up. He's
Samuel
26.
After, yeah. It's such a huge size difference, right? It's like the same.
Oh, that was Adderley, yeah. Oh, we got a ball game at least. I mean, Waller's got to relax. Like you got to eat. Man, look at that size difference. Waller's got to watch it though. You can't keep poking the bear here when you have one unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against.
Well, whatever's gonna make him ball out, that's what matters. Mickey, I remember you bringing that up last year. So the thing is, you'd rather be down because it makes it a 6 or 8 point game in that scenario. And then, whether you believe it in it or not, like they do have some momentum, as the announcers like to say. Live line's now 6.5.
Ooh.
Hey, can I get a pepperoni pizza?
Light, crispy Italian sourdough crust. What more could you ask for? Come on, aren't you Jesse from those bar down hockey quizzes? Yeah, man. You want to do a little hockey trivia? Sure. Name 2 Canadian franchises that started in other cities.
Deflating the balloon a little bit. According to wow, man, just that's sports though. Nice job from the Raiders.
Well, it's like I said earlier, like that first half, so many things, like the Chargers just played so much better, but like this is what the NFL is. Yeah. This is the NFL. Like you got to take advantage of those times. And something else that Mickey said is that it feels like the Chargers leave points on the board, and they put up 3 touchdowns. Like they weren't slouches in that first half. Like, you know, they gave themselves a nice lead, but like eventually the Raiders are going to start putting up yards, and they've been fortunate to have 2 touchdowns, I believe, in the third quarter. So great here watching Gruden and Chucky dance for some reason. They had that ready to go. they hired someone to make that. Like, blows my mind. And the ironic thing is,
angle.
in 20 years, someone's going to be a fan because they said all the different things they saw on ESPN.
Yes. Well, remember the slime thing, the Nickelodeon slime? That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're breeding them early.
It seems like Nate Burleson keeps just like shooting up as far as different gigs and stuff. I think he's on like Good Morning America or something now. Like
something like that.
Pretty good to go from the NFL Network to like yeah, Strahan as well. Mascara looking good. Same jokes, same day.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean Mike Williams has to get going? They just ran it down their throats in this drive. This game's done. Almost. Get a touchdown.
The Chargers really do have like a plethora of offensive weapons though. Like between Cook and Allen and Williams and Eckler, like it's a pretty solid crew of guys that can get it done. So one more.
Hey, that's a flag. That's a flag on the Raiders. That's a flag on the Raiders. They had too many men. That was a flag on the Raiders. Are we serious? That was a free play.
It was pretty close. The guy got to the sideline like right as the ball was being cut.
Oh man.
But that comes from like experience too, from your offense and the quarterback, like to recognize that and get the ball off. Like he was watching, he saw, but he was just late.
Nice play. That play to Beetlejuice has been really good. Sorry, I keep calling Jared Cook Beetlejuice, but I can't help myself.
Jared Cook's he's been such a consistently good receiving tight end.
What? Yeah, they did good job. Good job getting the free encroachment. They're talking about difference makers. How about the challenge that resulted in a touchdown?
This is one of those drives that Brandon Staley's going to look back at the end of this game and say, this was a difference maker. Whatever ends up happening here, we've given up 2 long drives to the Raiders touchdowns. You've got to take back control on this drive. This is on infraction. Defense, number 96. 5-yard penalty.
And maybe it's Maybelline. What are you wearing there? Derek Carr.
Nice. He's looking cute.
Dude, look how short Eckler is. Man, couldn't you lose that guy on the goal line?
I feel like the smaller, shiftier guys have had more success on the goal line than...
I still don't buy that, but I understand where your idea comes from. I like a serious bruiser. That's just me, but I like I'm the fullback dive. That's my fourth and short. You know, that always harkens back to like what play you ran in Madden. I always ran the fullback dive.
you using your WestJet RBC World Elite MasterCard? Then yes, you can. Yes, please.
Live line right now is Chargers -7.
Watch your back with those two. They're straight up vipers.
It's about to get real.
Still playing cop? I'm not playing anymore.
Since I had that stream problem, I've been like 20 seconds behind you.
It's so weird. I'm usually like 2-3 seconds behind you. Nice. They fought for a few extra yards there from what probably should have been stopped at the line. They seem to like this Roundtree guy in between the tackles.
It's also like interesting to know like how healthy is Eckler. Like he did get something happen to him at the start of this game, and I wonder how much that affects it. Only 3 corners. 3 healthy corners for
Robertson's 5'9". Yes, first down.
I exited out and came back in. I think I'm at the same time as you. I'm at 409, 08,
Yeah,
07.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're spot on
Exact
now.
same.
It's bizarre. They keep highlighting Mike Williams like targets and receptions, which is just funny. Look at the size difference between Robertson and Williams.
Yeah. Man, this guy's talking like the ball has to be in bounds, like as if I don't know where you could throw it where Williams is going to catch that easy. You know what I mean? Like you still have to beat a guy even if he's 5'9". You know what I mean? Like if you're going deep.
Yeah, Zaps is saying the same thing we are.
Like what? Like big deal. Like
the throw was off, but how much of that is like the quarterback deciding last second, like too risky? I'll just throw this one out.
Dude, Crosby got a free run at him, man. What's going on with those?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Nassib. What's going on there? They confused him with Littleton. Wouldn't you be worried about the DN? Yeah, you are right, Jake. Absolutely.
Yeah, probably. Raiders bring the blitz. What a play.
Oh, Mike, who is that?
Is that Robertson again?
Trayvon Merritt. That was crazy. Wow, that was a crazy good play.
Yeah, the right call there too. I'm guessing they called a hold.
Oh, that would have been such a big gain. He had to throw a little bit more of a touch on that. So the Raiders going for their third touchdown in a row.
You have to feel like the mentality of the offense has to be different when you know that you have to get a touchdown pretty much every time you touch the ball.
I just saw holy moly. I don't know what that means. Man, and then you wonder, like, why are they doing this earlier? Just chucking it? This is crazy.
But this is why they drafted Ruggs so high, to do stuff like this. Derwin James in the coverage, he almost gets there too. But that's like you're asking a lot of a safety to play man coverage.
That was so close.
Nice catch by Ruggs.
Yeah, and he hasn't really been able to do that up until like this season. Felt like that was a deeper play than it was. They're still tackling angrily.
Well, Derwin James is just so sure on his tackles.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Carr has all day to throw some zaps. That happens, though, as games wear on. Like, usually pass rush starts to die out. So at the end of games, it's, like, very, very offensive heavy.
Well, that's why sustaining drives on offense is so important.
Yeah.
So that you don't, like, that pass rush doesn't lose its potency.
Bosa got up kind of slow on that last play.
He might be subbing out. No.
3rd and 3. This is a pretty key play here for the Chargers on defense.
Wow, it's 3rd and 3 or 4th and 3. Holy. John Gruden's son's a petite man.
And another timeout for the Raiders. It seems like they've just taken on the philosophy this year. If they don't like the play or whatever, they're using their timeouts. Like, I don't know. Much better second half from Derek Carr. 11 for 12. 2 touchdowns. I don't think they meant to put yards per attempt, because 132 yards per attempt would be pretty damn good. Almost impossible. Hey, Jake. Sharp timeout there by the Raiders. I'm looking for Renfro and Waller, and they're both at the bottom. See where Carr's just checking down there. And he locked onto those two guys, and then that's done.
That's bad. Christian Covington, a Canadian favorite. I've served beer to his grandfather.
I have.
That's a cool stat. It just seemed very
it's weird, yes.
It just seemed like a very Canadian thing to say.
And do you know how I knew he was Christian Covington's grandfather?
I'm guessing there was some sort of size.
No, he told me. He told everyone who would listen. This is a miss.
Well, earlier I said it was a 70%. You said it was a
65, 60. Yeah.
Yeah. So, boy, do I have egg on my face.
Yeah. The results came in. You lose.
Yeah. But that was a really nice result for. That was a very nice financial result there.
Yeah. We can get a Chargers touchdown and put this to bed. That'd be great. No more sweating.
Yeah, at least from the game. Yeah, Zap said needed that. So the last duel is this has got to be a movie. I'm actually kind of interested in seeing that for some reason.
It's about a man defending his woman's honor.
Oh, now I just lost all interest.
It's perhaps apropos of the Me Too era.
I'll just stick with Samurai Cop again.
You know what I find a little strange though? That they push like American actors to do like British and medieval accents, and it usually doesn't work out. Like theater was born theater was refined in the UK. Like you should be using like Kenneth Branagh. The Last Duel, I think it's called, Mickey. It's Adam Driver and Matt Damon.
I've just seen lots of commercials for it.
It's because there's nothing really else coming out. Like it should do well.
Well, I'm surprised I didn't see or hear any Bond stuff until Jackson mentioned it. Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
It's been like a year and a half of ads.
I haven't seen one. I had no clue when I heard the title. I had no clue.
Oh my goodness. They've delayed the release like a year almost.
Yeah. It just shows you, like, it wasn't advertised anywhere I look.
I guess it's not a Pokemon movie.
Yeah, exactly. There was a basketball game that I used to play on TurboGrafx, and it looked like Herbert, Eckler, and Jared Cook there at the bottom. Little previews.
That's a great run and extension. I don't know. I haven't felt like Roundtree has given the same type of like extra effort that Eckler has. Maybe Eckler is because he's so spongy, so agile, right? Waterbug is as Mickey Hill called him earlier. Perfect. Keenan Allen dropped it. That's the guy who drops it. That's 2 now for him. He's had a bad game. Oh, he totally did. Wasn't even close. Holy moly, man. And they're going for it. I love it. Well, you don't expect him to drop it, Keenan Allen. Yikes, man.
4th and 2 in your own territory. What a play.
So this is really nice because they only have 3 corners and they run a rub route with Keenan Allen, and then you have him matched up 1-on-1 against Denzel Perryman. Like that's a matchup
play
that you want to take
Cook,
advantage of.
Oh.
Yeah, Cook made the play. Like Cook.
Oh man,
that wasn't as easy as it looked, but very nice play design. Very, very nice like awareness from play calling standpoint.
I got to give this Raiders defense credit, man. They've been playing their butts off, like in this second half, like believing in it too. It's made for a really entertaining game. So, and this Chargers offense, it's so close to being really, really good.
Okay, so now let's take a look at this. There's 8:20 left in this game. The Raiders have 2 timeouts. You're in field goal range. You can pretty much run the ball every single play for the rest of this game on offense. And there we go. We start out with a run with Eckler, and he picks up the first down. Like this is.
Yeah, but you have to still get yards though, Big Right.
Well, that's like, you're running out of time in this game. There's no reason why they can't essentially keep the ball for the rest of this game, even if they only win by 3, which I know isn't ideal for what you want. But as far as like winning this football game, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
You keep this clock moving. You keep it very like high percentage clock moving type plays. You keep the ball moving forward, even if that means settling for a field goal. And they do. They keep running the ball, and they're picking up. This is 2 plays in a row where they've got nice chunk yardage. 2nd and 1 is perfect in this scenario.
This is fat guy love. This is my favorite type of football. Is what's going on right now. They go for it for 4th and 2. They run the ball 2 downs in a row, chew up the clock, gain yardage with tough running. This is awesome. I'm into this game. This is awesome.
I don't know how to pronounce the name Kwiatkowski.
Nick Kwiatkowski. I can't say his name either.
He just completely missed on that tackle, and it cost them like another 5 or 6 yards.
Why didn't they take it down more though? There's 10 seconds left on that. I don't know if he got it. They're going to give it to him, I think.
Probably.
Look at the ref.
I know. He's just stumbling down the line. Like, he would have failed a sobriety test.
Yeah, he would have. And they're calling it first now. And look at I don't know what John Gruden just said, but
I don't know, but
I think there was something colorful in there.
I've seen angry drunks at the bar that held themselves together better than Gruden did.
Reminds me of our crane operator dad, friend's dad.
Yeah, my neck still hurts.
Yeah. Good job, Slide. Yes. This
is great.
Yes.
This is very like this has been like when you talk about like leading edge coaching, like this has been excellent. This has been very, very
This
good.
is what I wanted to bet on. This is what I want to bet on is these decisions. If they don't work out and I lose money, I can take it because the best foot forward they put their best foot forward. You know what I mean? I can handle that. But when your decisions shoot yourself in the foot, that drives me nuts. Oh my God. Yes. And the run for the touchdown. Eckler.
So that puts them up 13. There's 5:20 left. Raiders still have 2 timeouts.
Oh my God. I won fantasy, I think, now too.
Nice.
I am so satisfied with that drive. Unbelievable. That's how you do it. Exactly what Zap said. Elite level coaching. Full all balls. That's awesome. Mickey's into it too. I know he is.
They took 5:18 off the clock. It was really good. It's really, really good. That's how you win football games.
Eckler is 24. I put up 131 so far. I'm gonna beat Jay, unfortunately. I hope he's doing well.
We're getting
oh man,
an update from our UFC handicapper friend. He needs 3 points from Derek Carr and Jared Cook to win his
he should be
fantasy
okay.
matchup.
Yeah. Oh, so good. How did I end up with Eckler and Henry? That's crazy talk.
Yeah, Eckler fell quite a bit to get to that point.
That's right, Kathy Bates. Some high quality foosball. Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh man, do I love that. Holy, my running backs put up over 70 points. 3 running backs.
It's pretty much impossible to beat if you have 3 running backs putting up that many points. Who were the other 2 guys that played so well?
Derrick Henry and David Montgomery. Wow.
It's really nice to hear that David Montgomery's injury isn't
Edith is back
long term.
I almost shut off my computer by accident. If anything happens, you know what happened. I was itching my foot, and I felt like leaned over and kind of like to regain balance, and I pressed the power button, but I'm lucky.
Well, the good thing is I'm very good at inching to the end.
Yeah. Oh, what a drive. Good job, Chargers.
Like Fat Guy is he's on cloud 9 right now because this is what he expected, and there's been so many times where we expect things to happen and they don't, and it just like it tears you up inside knowing
but it's not that it doesn't happen, it's that the execution isn't even attempted. You know what I mean? Like they tried everything, they did it the right way. Has it worked out so far? Sure, but like all of it was attempted. It's going to be hard betting against them going forward because I'm in love with this. This is what I've been waiting for 20 years. Maybe not that long. 15 years is waiting for this. Once I learned about the game, this is what I wanted to see, and I'm seeing it. And it's not this is the best offense. It's not it at all. I don't even think this is close to the best offense in the NFL. But I think this is the best decision making I've seen. This in Cleveland. So
they were just showing off some Eckler workout stuff. It's just crazy.
I can't even think about how hard that is.
After
the live OU.
It's down right now, but I'll keep an eye on it. After that early drop from Renfro, the guy's been the best player on the Raiders tonight.
Oh, he had one of the best plays of the game.
That's another tough one that you think could be grounding.
I think I'm not mad about that one because it was past the line of scrimmage and it was in the area of a receiver. A bunch of them weren't, though. Watch Ruggs going deep here. What was that?
Edwards looked like a deer in headlights when he caught that ball.
That was Edwards, Zaps. What was that, though? He just stood there. 4th and game. Let's go, boys. Oh, they must get it. Yeah.
But much better awareness from Renfro than
to
what Edwards
waited
did.
And falling backwards. That was unnecessary. Oh, it's not a big deal, Zaps. Brian Edwards is a big guy, isn't he?
He looks bigger than the other guys they have.
That's a brutal hold on 70. Like, unbelievably bad on 70. 70 got, like, fish hooked. Or look at the top here. He pulled Bosa right across the face mask. Oh, then they're calling Bosa on unsportsmanlike conduct because he got, oh my goodness, that was so bad. That wasn't even, that was worse than a hold. He pulled his helmet sideways.
I want to see that.
Why don't they show it again? Are they serious?
What did they call him on? Like a late hit?
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Was it a late hit or was he complaining?
He yelled at the referee. Like,
oh, okay.
Hey, do you remember a guy that fumbled out of the end zone twice? That sure looked like him.
Like, what's he? I don't get. I just don't get some of the decisions.
Why would you even run here? You can't afford any time off the clock.
I get scrambling trying to make a play, but like you're taking contact and that's when you decide to reach the ball out.
I'm hoping this means a turnover. And yes, it does. Ice. Yes.
Derwin James with the interception.
I was hoping, Zaps. Oh, pumped on this game. Just so well coached, top to bottom. Yeah, I know I can't stand the uniforms. I hate the logo. I hate the name. I don't like that they're in LA, but none of that matters. They're coached well. They look awesome. This is a good team. This is an underrated, really good team.
Derwin James pretty much ran that route for Waller. I don't know.
I hope they lose next week so I can bet on some future on them. Dude, they should run Jackson now. Like, oh, they have Eckler in still? Oh, man, and this is a big one.
I was going to say the biggest key is he just stays in bounds.
Just get him out. Go run the other guys. Run Jackson and Roundtree. That's it. I needed 15 from Eckler Zaps. I think I have 27 now. Holy, he has 250 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Who does?
Austin Eckler.
I think like 150.
Oh, I thought it was receiving and rushing. It's like, holy, that doesn't seem right, but yeah, 150 makes sense.
Live OU, first I've seen at 42.5 with juice on the under.
There you go. Wow, man, what a performance. Exactly what I want to see. Yeah, 150 makes sense. Yeah. $145. That makes sense. Yeah. I saw the 117 and then I saw the scrimmage yards. They had them next to each other, which is strange. No. I miscalculated because they had the scrimmage yards next to the rushing yards, which I don't know why you would do that. Why wouldn't you show rushing and receiving? Still a crazy good game. Yeah, he doesn't need to go in the game again.
That corner did not want to make that tackle.
He's got to get more than 18 touches. I think so, Mickey. He was a little banged up, though, so I can kind of understand. But he's like, there is a considerable difference between him and Roundtree or Jackson or Justin Jackson. Not that I'm big on running backs, but this guy is a two-way running back. He's a threat on both every type of running back facet. I'm not sure how good he is as a pass blocker. It wouldn't surprise me if he was good. Like,
I'd say he's like a little bit undersized. That's the tough part. Like, no matter how strong he is, like if you have to line up with one of these guys, it's just going to be tough.
A linebacker, it's pretty hard, man.
But that's why he's so good in the pass game, right? Like usually he's a guy, it's easier for him to beat somebody than to block somebody.
Yeah, but he'd be good at chipping though, man. He's a low center, very powerful guy. Block and release is a nice route for him.
That was a nice play by Perryman, so it's unfortunate for him that got blown down. But it's coming back anyways.
This is going to leave. Only Arizona is the undefeated team. This is the first like commentary thing that I heard that I actually really agree with in this broadcast. That this might be tough to beat for years to come, like considering the age of both the quarterback and the coach. Like
yeah,
it's
great.
Pretty bullish.
This is going to turn out to be a very competitive division, especially between them and Kansas City. Like moving forward.
Like a lot of it would be predicated on how much Herbert can improve in the coming years.
All these there's no bad team right now in the AFC West.
No.
It's very impressive, this division.
It's going to be tough though, like for Denver and like at quarterback, there's a gap.
Yeah.
Right. But there's a gap between Mahomes and Herbert. There's a gap between Herbert and Carr, and a gap between Carr and whoever they're going to trot out in Denver. Right. It's just going to be hard for
even Teddy, and like we like Teddy,
and we like him, and there's still a gap. I think the OC's done a good job, Zaps, and I think a lot of those like delayed runs were really good today. I don't think it's a total throwaway, but it can get. I think it's definitely needs to get improved. Defense is just fine. So they obviously, I think the biggest thing the Chargers should do is offensive line.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
like they're short of guard for sure. They're 100% short of guard. Maybe a center too. I don't know who their center is. Yeah, it's Corey Linsley. Look at their interior line. Matt Filer, Corey Linsley, Ode Abushi, and their right tackle is Storm Norton. I don't even know who that is. It's a cool name, though. 6'8", 310. Wow. He got waived by Minnesota last year, or in the 2019, which isn't good.
How long is this field goal?
54.
This is tough, but if they hit this, it's a 3-score game, so. Interesting.
They set up for that. I'm really impressed with this team and coaching staff. They moved. They moved. I have a question though. Since 44 moved back, couldn't you just kind of like cross kick it the other way?
Well, you like I think the entire special teams is on the same page as what's going to happen. So it's like if the kicker audibles and no one else knows, like the coverage might run to a different spot. That's the only thing I can think of.
This is the best start to a rookie coaching career I can remember. Since I guess maybe McVay was similar, but I still think McVay lags on in terms of like going for it on fourth down. He's the least likely to in the NFL, like that sort of stuff. It's just his offense is so pure, right?
So why do you think they call that fake there? Do you think they're worried about a punt block if they just line up normally for a punt? Do you think that's why?
I think there's a chance that the win probability negatively affects them more from a missed field goal, which is high because it's 54 yards, right? Like I don't know if this is right or not.
But like why? I guess my whole thing is why waste like that fake punt play? Oh my goodness, Carr.
Is he for real there? Why waste that play? Because also too, I don't know. I guess you don't think bigger than. Do you really think ahead about that? About when he like? I don't think that's that rare a thing. You know what I mean? Like that's a pretty unique situation, right? It's not like a 4th and 1 crazy play. I don't know. This is some impressive coaching. Just the decision making. I can't get over it. How good it is. I've been waiting for years, and I didn't think this would be anything like that. And boy, was I wrong. The start of the year. That's game.
At least Derek Carr didn't throw it away on fourth down.
Yeah. I remember that. Week 1, 2017. You and I was so disgusted against the Rams.
Well, impressive win from the Chargers.
Unbelievable. So pleased.
I don't even know who we had in the contest.
We took Chargers. Oh, I'm so satisfied. It never happened. Last time I felt this way about a football game was 11-point underdogs. Kansas City Chiefs Colts go into Kansas City with Jacoby Brissett and they run like just straight power run, going for it every fourth down. This leaves Arizona as the last team, undefeated team. It's not that bad.
What was the final score? 28-14?
28-14, yeah. Man, I'm pumped. You love to see it. I wonder when this is going to adjust. Wyatt Herbert looks so much taller than Derek Carr.
There's a lot of people who had success in the contest this week. I see a handful of 12s.
Herbert's 6'6". Thank you, Mickey. I appreciate it. I just pumped. I enjoyed that game so much. It helped that I had money on it and I piled on this game, but like, God, just to see it is awesome.
I'm just updating all the things to update after games finish. But we finished 10-6 against the spread this week, so it was a
nice week,
a bounce back week after a disappointing. I think we might have went 5-11 the week before, so helps bring us back closer to 500. Zab said, credit to the Chargers for not hiring some washed-up geezer like the majority of other teams would do. It's so refreshing to see someone on the sidelines that is consistently making in-game decisions that improve win expectancy. And then Mickey said, short road dogs are fired this year except for Monday nights.
So satisfied.
The live OU closed at 52. All right. That's all up to date. Well, I guess that's it, right? That's it for the stream. Fat Guy will have his Ask the Fat Guy video coming out on Wednesday, and then you'll see me back Thursday sometime early previewing the Thursday night football game, which I don't even know what it is. I know you said Carson Wentz is on the docket.
And
so
Baltimore, I believe.
We have, let's see. Oh, we start off with Rams Seahawks on Thursday. That's going to be a fun game too.
It's
That's
Monday. Monday is
and then Monday's Indy Baltimore. And then Bills Chiefs is Sunday night football. That's going to be
man. That's a good one.
Going to be a good game to see. So next time you'll see Fat Guy and I back together, Rams Seahawks on Thursday night. Other than that, thanks you guys for joining. And
thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome job by the Chargers.
Pleasurable
today.
Evening.
Awesome job by Fat Guy ATS.
Yes.
And
nice day today.
That's it for us. You guys have a good night.